bitch. Hello and welcome everyone to week 2 of the SouthLAnder. We'll be into the semi-finals of LoL this week. Here we're going to have Southampton versus Surrey. Southampton, of course, in the quarterfinals did get a bye, and so we haven't quite seen them yet. They've been messing about in Yule with some weird tactics, though. So we'll see if we've got any of that coming out. Today with me, though, I've got the Governor, as you can see here.
Hello.
And he's going to be helping me get through this as I watch my own university just run it down. Hopefully not,
fun.
though.
I'll be able to pick apart your little biases, but Southampton are a pretty good team. I'm not surprised they were given a bye. I think they would have beaten whoever they were against before. So
yes, should be quite interesting here. The matches teams look quite fair from some like grandmaster players on the side of Southampton. Not that they act like it though. Sometimes enough how I watch their play.
What are you talking about? He's won Insomnia, dude. He's won Insomnia.
He's won Insomnia. Yeah. And then if you look at the new one trick now, he was Master, has dropped all the way down to Diamond 2, playing the Cogmore.
It's got to happen. It's got to
happen. Got to happen.
You just got to try different things out, see how things go. No, I remember Southampton doing like pretty good in Null last time. I don't know where they're positioned now because they're in a different.
Yeah, so in the winter split they won, I think, the South, and they went into the varsity bit, went into the tournament, and then just got knocked out first round.
I wonder who that was. Who did that to them?
Who did that to them?
Wasn't that Cardiff? Wasn't that me?
That could have very well been. It's a bit of a tragic story, really. Everyone was so hyped for them, and then they just get smacked because their jungle went. But their jungle is here for this game. And looking at the last game in Yule, they were very dominant, honestly, even with their mix-up of the AD carry and jungle swap. So no, it should be all good. I'll see if they're ready to go in here.
Fantastic. Do you reckon we'll see the Nunu come back now then, or will we see a bit more Cogmore?
I've been coaching his little Nunu plays, giving him new runes and roots, and he has been doing quite well on it. However, he will claim otherwise. No, he's just been trying out the Mindo a bit. I don't think you'll see him on anything too high skill. Just run it down is what he would like to do.
Yeah, looking at sort of stuff that the Surrey players have been playing in solo queue as well, sort of like all around the board. A Horrier guy been playing a huge amount of Shen. That's quite one tricky. So I imagine that'll be banned out. But if not, Shen's pretty strong in the meta right now. Especially with Ornn being nerfed soon, he'll probably move up to be taking like the #1 tank spot in top lane, as he also is a pretty good matchup into Ornn anyway. So if that's not taken off the board, I'll be very surprised.
So Adam is ready to start this off with his jungle.
Oh, we're going into Champ Select. Fun times.
We're into Champ Select here. Now, you would of course expect to see some more common bans of the Aphelios to MF, but seeing as there are a few one-tricking players on the side of Southampton, a few more bans from Surrey might be necessary to move it along.
Yeah, no, that's just sort of the way, like, while uni leagues tend to be of quite like a decently high caliber, especially when you get to these later stages of tournaments, you get some really high elo players and some players that have had a decent amount of experience in comp. It's still comfort is king, really. As you see the new ban coming out there, you don't want to be letting these players get their hands on their most comfortable champions because they'll be able to take over the game quite easily.
Yeah, he's got a lot of new players. That's what got him to Master in the end, but he did drop when he's plus 13 LP. The Shen coming out though.
I'm not surprised. I think I would have been scratching my head a little bit at whoever was leading the drafting phase there if they looked at the OP.GG and didn't ban the Shen. So
yeah, I don't think Peter, the top lane there, Pappy the Darkin, would have wanted to go against the Shen. He does prefer to be far more aggro. The Aphelios ban coming out. It's very standard.
Again,
bans at the moment.
Not surprised. It was touched in the patch notes, but it's still pretty dominant within competitive play and solo queue itself. So
yeah, he's just too versatile. He's the go-go gadget of League at the moment. And then the classic Ornn pick, you would expect it from the blue side, a red side ban there, trying to just stop the S-tier picks getting through.
Yeah, huge amount of flexibility. Top, mid, pretty good. And if you really want to, you can play it in other roles. Incredibly strong champion at the moment.
Yeah, and
even before the Sunfire Cape bus, it was one of the top laners, #1 tank.
So yeah, the Imlate just getting stronger just makes him even worse to deal with. Him just still doing like top damage in a team. But you see the MF coming out as the second tier AD carry. It's not unsurprising. The Yasuo is a bit of a counter pick in team fights to the MF, as well as just a bit of a huge damage dealer when he hits his 10 death power spike.
Yeah, quite a high skill cap champion. Sorry, interesting to see it being rotated first. Maybe there's a potential for that to be flexed then. That's the only reason I would say it would be picked early. Give Southampton something to scratch their heads about, just see where it's going to be going. And the Thresh locked in as well. Pretty strong support in the meta right now. Quite versatile, can be paired with a lot of things. So pretty strong.
Yeah, as you were saying, that Yasuo can be going top, mid, or even bot lane if they so choose. It's just kind of the Norse is being hovered here. Quite a standard pick in pro players see at the moment. Just counts any sort of mobility, with his almost every ability being some sort of CC.
Yeah, good pair in the bot lane, and it's a pretty comfortable pick for Hyo Jung in and of himself with the Nautilus. He played a huge amount of that, I think, in UKEL when he played, as well as the uni leagues as well. So pretty strong bot lane for them so far. And that's where you'll be expecting a lot of the carry potential from Southampton to be coming out. It's the two highest elo players on the team, and with a supportive jungler as well. They'll be looking to focus down a lot of power there.
Yeah, this will be the Rumble pick for Transformer. He was playing it in Wednesday in Newell and on their dominating performance when they were streamed. He did look quite strong in it. He was roaming quite a lot, and with the Norse pick up, you could see some dangerous, even like 5-man's the top, even if they're for Rift Herald plays or just another 4-man collapse on bot lane. Because they were doing a lot of roaming plays, a lot of just dives onto the top and bot lanes in that game, showing their like power of the big equalizers coming through.
And blind pick Rek'Sai must be a pretty comfortable champion for him to be taking up. We'll see how they adjust that to the bans now. Jung being taken away, very, very strong jungler in the meta right now. Very versatile, especially. I'm surprised that they wouldn't have picked that themselves at that point, to be honest. With MF being locked in, Rumble being locked in, neither of those champions have dashes. I think it would have been a pretty good lock-in for themselves to take up, but they remove it nonetheless. Still a strong champion. Mordekaiser's been taken away as well. Yeah, pretty really strong champion in the top lane right now. Been sort of put by the wayside because of Set and Ornn, but still relatively strong.
Yeah, as you were saying, the Dragon probably could have been picked up by Surrey there, but they've decided to go for the Rek'Sai. It gives it at least a Yasuo at least one more knock-up. There, the Pantheon was banned because Pantheon has been played on the side of Southampton a few times, and it has been quite dominant because they do like to just run and just do quite a lot of cross-map plays.
Will you be my Southampton's encyclopedia this game?
Oh, yes.
Have you seen every single one of their games?
Oh, I've seen their off games. I've seen when they've just been inting it down. They've been quite entertaining to watch, honestly, because some games they haven't been quite try-harding, and then they just get rolled. And other games they start try-harding, doing cross-map plays, giving up stuff, as if they actually want to win.
The Azir pick, so they've given away the flex now. It's probably looking to be a Yasuo top lane. Could still be put in the AD carry position. We'll find out. But giving it away now, and it gives Southampton a chance to counterpick. It could be a Rumble mid. It's still a lot of flexes being taken up now.
Yeah, I would expect the Rumble to go mid because Transformer has been playing it before, and I don't think Pappy the Darkin is quite in his wheelhouse. He prefers to be a bit more meat and bruisery with his picks.
It's always difficult in these sort of like lower tier leagues to be able to properly enable flex picks because people just don't have enough time to just play everything. You know, it's not like LEC drafts where, oh my god, this champion can go absolutely everywhere because each of these players has put like 500 games into it. Set being locked in as well. I'm surprised that slipped through so far. Really, it's still been a pretty dominant pick. So when you're taken up by Pappy there, I assume still could be flexed, but probably in the top lane. And we'll see the final pick coming in here. We'll find out where that Yasuo is going.
Yeah, the set pick, as I said, he does like a bit of a breezy, run it down pick. Oh, Malfoy, they are going for quite a Yasuo comp here then.
Yeah, that is very, very all in on the Yasuo. It's very much on them to dominate this game. But
it looks
we
like
have a
proxy pick. Maybe Malfoy was a proxy pick towards the end.
Yeah, potentially. I was going to say, I mean, it does fit into the Yasuo comp, but
it does
still a bit of a weird pick, especially if that's why we're putting it top lane. Set would do pretty well into it. Set's pretty dominant into most tanks, so.
No, it does seem to be Hyunjong going away there. See what's going on into the draft. Get back into the draft now. Hopefully, if any problem has been resolved.
Did we find out if it's a proxy pick then?
I don't think so. Nothing looked at the ordinary. Also, it looked like Hyunjong was the one that ended up quitting.
Mm-hmm. So looking at these team comps, it very much plays to team strengths. We've got a very, very strong early bot lane for Southampton. Fat Fam and Hyojung will be wanting to get a lot of pressure down there, dominate the early game with that. If that Malphite really is a Malphite, then that means that it's going to be a Yasuo bot lane. So it's going to be even more pressure bot lane is the way that you win the game. If it ends up being Yasuo Thresh in the bot lane, we'll be expecting junglers and mid laners to be roaming there all the time as a Maokai top lane. So yeah.
Ooh, Maokai top lane.
So yeah, it's going to be Yasuo in the bot lane. This is actually just going to be 5-man bot lane 24/7, which is actually going to be so fun to watch. We'll see both junglers giving a lot of attention down there.
Oh, it's a Sejuani jungle. That's gonna. I've not. Of course, it'd be a tank on that Tredathlon. You wouldn't play anything else. But no, that does combo quite well with the Rumble Ult, trying to lock people down, keep them in that equalizer, just to burn them out.
Yeah, definitely. Combos well with the set as well, with his auto attacks going up for the top lane. If you wanted to be putting your pressure top, you could maybe see a little bit of early pressure going towards that set, and possibly the Rumble. But set should be able to dominate this matchup pretty easily by himself.
Yeah, and you see the Azir's hovering the cleanse at the moment, just fearful of the Sejuani and Nautilus lockdown, it would seem. As well as the exhaust coming from the Yasuo, just trying to make sure that you can get onto the Misfortune and keep his damage low.
Yeah, so they're going tit for tat here. They're saying, we know that your strongest lane is the bot lane. We know you're going to put a lot of pressure down there. We're going to go the same. We're going to put our player on a pretty strong carry and try and funnel things into him. A lot of attention, like I said, is going to have to be paid to this bot lane.
Yes, and Rek'Sai also of the knockup should be all onto this Yasuo. If this Yasuo gets behind though, and the Azir, they do got the scaling in the Azir possibly to try and keep themselves from sinking too far behind.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of strong ults though from Southampton though. A very ultimate combo team here. Could be quite interesting. Some explosive team fights.
Yeah, extremely team fight focused comp here from both teams really. It's quite like not like a mirror as in picks obviously because they're all very different, but they're all going for the same thing. Everything's going to be contested around jungler going bot, seeing if they can get enough pressure down there. When the team fights start to break out, who's getting the best ultimates off, who's in the best position to try and take these fights. The dragons are going to be highly contestable. We'll see a lot of action in around those drakes.
Yeah, it should be an interesting game to watch here. Now, we'll go for, because we don't want to talk for 2.5 minutes, we'll have a quick break in between. And then we'll come back just before the game starts, hopefully if it all looking pretty. See you in a bit. And we're back into game here now. Looks like the side of Sorry are going to go for a 5-point defense, as well as surprisingly Southampton not going for invade here. They have been going for invades, liking to try and get that early level ones.
Yeah, I saw a lot of pings coming out as soon as we came into game with them in the enemy jungle, so I was hoping for a little bit of action. But both teams playing it pretty safe. We've got wards out on those raptor camps just to check out where things are going to be starting. Keeping it safe, keeping it simple, nothing to worry about too much. We've got a predator on the rumble, which is pretty interesting. Did he play that in
No,
play that in the game that he played?
No, on Wednesday he was playing Comet, and I did tell him like maybe go Predator and Rumble, the Chinese build for the little roams around, and I think he's decided. I think he might have played it in his downtime a little bit and decided he's going to go for it here. Maybe it's like a sign they are going to go for those cross map plays, try and get that bot lane ahead despite the Yasuo pick.
Definitely.
No.
I mean, it's a little bit rough. You should be able to wave clear out pretty easily with Rumble anyway, even though you're into the Azir. Most of them will have pretty similar levels of wave clear, so they'll be able to match it pretty easily. But obviously, Azir with no Predator is going to be a lot slower than a Rumble.
Yes, and as you can see, Rek'Sai did go back. He placed the ward and then did the sweeper trick where you buy the sweeper so it's up for as soon as you've taken your buff. Just so you might go for an early gank bot lane there. Jungle's starting on opposite sides.
Yeah, and the Maokai being picked up top lane didn't end up being the Malphite. I think Maokai's a good pick right now. It's pretty strong since the changes. We got a little bit of action though. Ooh.
No. Well, Hook does land in just a small trade here. Nautilus stepping up, and they will just walk away. Yasuo taking the worst end of that trade in the end, even starting it with the Hook. No, so there might be a cheater recall though from the set top lane though, because he does seem to try to slow push this second wave in, and that's why he's trading so heavily.
We have the potential here for Rek'Sai to be coming down. He started his red and he's just taken his blue. On the Gromp now, we'll be hoping to see him path his way towards bot now.
Yeah, he's
got some though.
Small to just trade in the top lane there, just trying to push the wave in. Yeah, they have yet to put a wall down, and the Rek'Sai is looking for this. Does know he's unseen. Expecting they are backing off. So flash does come in from the Rek'Sai. Heal is burnt, does dodge the tornado, and they do look to just walk away there. Both sums burn on the side of the Misfortune just for the flash on the Rek'Sai. Ooh, Haymaker does hit on the true damage side there, putting Maokai really low. We'll start to heal that up though with the door and shield and just the pot.
Yeah, with the two summoners burned on Fat Fan there, it's going to be a little bit rough for him. He's going to have to be playing so much safer, and that Rek'Sai is not going to be giving up bot.
No, but now Sejuani has looked to do a full clear here. Rek'Sai's only did the 3 clamp scuttle. Does mean, of course, that they get the sum, so it is worthwhile in the end, but Sejuani will start to pull a little bit of a gold lead. Not too much, though. Only 200 at this stage isn't much to talk about on the tanks.
Yeah, it's still very much in favor of red side at the moment. That gold on that extra Sejuani is not going to be too impactful, really. Whereas those bot lane sums we'll see play out quite a lot.
Now, Sejuani now is looking to maybe go for a game for mid lane or just move an deep ward there, trying to spot the Rek'Sai when she does go onto her Raptor camp. But now is starting to move top. Of course, Maokai has healed up just from his passive quite a decent amount on the turret. Back to half health. Pappy trying.
Yeah, no, Maokai just has to play the low econ role this game. As long as he doesn't die, he's doing pretty well. He's only a little bit behind in CS right now, so not too bad. That set is going to be making his life hell for this entire game. Not going to be a fun game for him. But as long as he retains the aftershock, Sejuani coming in now is not going to be able to do anything about it. As long as he can walk away close enough to his tower. Do you see Rek'Sai coming in though? Potentially onto the Sejuani.
Yeah, Sejuani is on a wall there. Small trade in the bot lane. Fatfam does dodge the tornado. And Nautilus now standing over the lantern does have to flash exhaust burn. Ignite does go down. He does fall. Does go onto the fresh first blood.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about with the lack of sums. Maybe with a heal there, it could have survived, but with that advantage, they'll take the first blood in the bot lane. Unfortunately, onto the Thresh, but they'll take it nonetheless.
Now, Rek'Sai is looking for going onto this set. Set might look to turn a big minion wave there with him. Doesn't seem to be taking one of sums. Does have the Haymaker still there. Doesn't get it off. I think he must have been on cooldown then and will fall. Does not burn the flash.
Yeah, that'll certainly even up the gold disparity in the top lane now, and it's a good early lead for Surrey to be taking.
Yeah, the Rek'Sai there seems to be doing a lot more than Shadafalon and the Sejuani. Sejuani unable to quite find the ganks, as did start on that red side, path onto the top side, and took away the Krugs from Rek'Sai, and that's about all she's managed to accomplish so far.
Yeah, I think the problem is that the Sejuani just needed to be following the path that Rek'Sai was going to. You need to be counter ganking at the exact time, because I think at this early stage they would win the 3v3. If the Sejuani was there at the time when the Rek'Sai ganked, it might have ended up being a bit more profitable for Southampton.
Yeah, there's some
we
very
see her
easy.
hovering around here, possibly going for a lane gank.
It's just staying in that bush. Did Oscar's back, has got the boots and the chilling smite ready. Yeah, as you were saying, the lockdown from the Sejuani Nautilus, if she was to counter gank, would probably end up in quite an easy kill. Oh, does back get stopped? No, very close.
That would have been a very easy pickup. Unfortunate timing there from Easy Game GG, not able to catch that recall.
No, throws his lantern into the alcove as he walks through, and just Fat Fam just holding still, doesn't flinch and manages to get the recall off. Has gone for the triple Doran's back though here, going for that lane phase. And
they'll take advantage of this back, and they'll try and take the dragon. It's going down pretty quickly. No one's in the vicinity. Sejuani not even on the same side of the map, so that's a pretty easy pickup for them, and quite a dominant early game from this Rek'Sai. He's managed to make impact quite across the map in a lot of small ways.
Yeah, we have seen a lot in sort of high elo games where you sort of just give away the first 2 Drakes and then start contesting, trying to get some more synergy in it, as well as the Mountain Drake will be feeling nice for the Maokai in the top lane. Hasn't yet built resistance, but has got that Balmy Cinder for the Immolate passive. As Sejuani is looking up into sort of will get hit by the sapling. Can't be slowed, but still just means Maokai can walk away.
Yeah, managed to spot him out on the ward.
Hook does hit Tornado as well, but not taking on his own. Fatfam down to like 6% health. But also the Yasuo now just being chased down. Nautilus does hit the hook onto the Thresh. Both of Surrey's bot lane there started the trade, but did not end up in their favour. Unable to kite fully away after the trade ended.
Yeah, the triple Doran start on the MF is going to be... Rek'Sai
going for the tunnel. Flash early. And we'll get that flash. Transformer there not being too greedy with it. Just getting it away. Making sure he doesn't fall. Knowing Sejuani's not there with him.
Yeah, as I was saying, triple Doran start for the MF going to be pretty dominant. Despite being a kill behind in the lane, it won't matter too much at this point. That early spike for her is still going to be quite impactful, and you will expect to see them still dominate this laning phase when the junglers aren't present.
Yeah, see the pings coming out now from Southampton, trying to track the Rek'Sai, seeing in their question mark pings, and because that bot side will back off with the reset, knowing that their jungler's not quite there. But no, 6 is coming out, starting to start come out now from the bot side. Might see some explosive fights there. Rek'Sai now might look to try and see if he can get a gank off as Southampton's bot lane return. With that knock up into the Yasuo, might prove quite damaging, as Surrey still have all sums bot.
Rek'Sai taking about... Oh no, he's staying. Alright. We might see this 3v3 emerge in the bot lane now. We've got Sejuani queuing up for a lane gank here, waiting for the wave to push in. But it looks like they're going for potentially for a mid gank.
The camera's still just focusing off on the top lane.
No, I love it. I love this. I love the wet noodle fight in the top lane. It's so fun to watch. As a big Maokai player myself, I love it.
Oh, hooked will be wimbled away from side. Oh, Sejuani does come in here. Stun, like I said, stun does come in from Sejuani, and the kill does go. TPs are being thrown here. Double TP on the same minion. Pappy comes in now, only a half. Oh, Rumble's still trying to get there. Has not quite fallen yet. Does get suplex back onto the Maokai. Yet to fall though on side of Southampton. Very low members. Fatham does fall as well as Sejuani. Pappy Duck trying to run away now. Rek'Sai trying to chase down, but just falls down onto the Nautilus. Transformer now has got down here with the Ignite. Will get the shutdown gold as well. Huge from Southampton. Even though they came late with the Rumble, did manage to turn around with the stronger ultimates and then win that fight.
I thought that fight was 100% sorry. As soon as I saw those TPs instantly come in, it was a really, really quick telegraph play. And I thought it was over by then. But that turnaround with the MF ulti was insane. That just shows that the team fighting, both teams have it pretty strong. But whoever plays them better is going to come out on top here with those strong ultimates. And Southampton managed to come out with the win there.
Yeah, even though it was a 5-for-2 in the end, 3 of the kills did end up on that Nautilus. So not exactly where you'd want the gold, but a shutdown gold for the Rumble does mean a definite advantage for that now mid lane.
The fortunate thing for...
Fat Fam will dodge the hook with his happy feet and will start trading back. There, he was quite wary, so he didn't approach the lane, was standing by the Krugs. But now he's trying to chase down the Thresh a bit, poke him out, protect his pink ward.
Yeah, another fortunate thing for Southampton is that the Azir did have to blow the TP, whereas the Rumble merely had to. Did he end up using the Predator actually? I assumed he would
Yeah,
have.
his Predator did get used, but he started in the mid lane as the TP started. Like, he's just at
Yeah.
the Raptor pit as everything was going down, so did manage to get there in time just to clean up the kill on the Maokai. Oh,
Objective control still pretty strong from the Rek'Sai here, managing to secure things up pretty easily.
yeah, he does manage to pick up that Herald, and so that might end up being used bot if they continue with that pressure, trying to get some plates onto that Yasuo. But now Sejuani now is pathing towards that Cloud Drake that is spawning in 40 seconds, so might see some action there. Ultimates will be up for that. As you can see, Nautilus running into enemy jungle, trying to get some slight deep vision, to see what's going on here. Sejuani does move in for the scuttle.
Might see an extra advantage for Southampton coming out here with Rumble still having the Predator. There'll be another player around the bot lane soon with that Dragon coming up, and surprisingly, actually, this Maokai doing pretty okay into the set. He's at an advantage with the kills. Oh,
Or Suplex does get thrown in just to make sure he doesn't get caught up by too many saplings. A lot of trading there, but Maokai hard for really set to die without making some big mistakes. Maokai's DPS not quite high enough.
yeah. As long as the Maokai's able to filter out and fight when the Conqueror is down and not keep it up too much, should be fine.
Oh, sorry, are looking to possibly contest this here. They do get the stun off. They are pushing them back. It's a dodgy fight to be fighting here, as in this choke point, Rumble does come down. Rek'Sai will fall, will be a trade kill. Support for a jungle, but in the end, that is a shutdown gold coming through.
Yeah, and that's Southampton bringing it back now. If those ultimates were a few seconds earlier, it could have been even more catastrophic for Surrey, but they managed to get out with only one death and only lose the Dragon. Still pretty even in terms of objectives. We still got that Herald to be coming up now, and gold only just trickled to the side of Southampton.
Yeah, the Nautilus ult didn't quite come out before he got bursted down, so he did end up dying. Might have been the reason why. After
Potential dive coming in here.
Yes, Set does look just notice coming. It is backing off here. Now, you see,
Good sense just to back off.
back off there to take the plates. Oh, the plate doesn't go down. Still on full place. Oh, flash hook onto the thresh here. Will be stunned up here from the Sedge. We'll hopefully try and put this on. Oh, it does go over into Jodaflon there, just taking the kill away. Not giving it off to the MF. MF, though, would like to get some plates here with pressure. Rek'Sai now pinging on his way. Probably might drop that Herald into the top lane just for some early plates and gold. Knowing that the Sejuani needs.
Yeah, they should be able to take it. They've taken down the plates quite easily now. Should be able to take this tower now. They've got the wave coming in as well, and Set's pretty cut off. Doesn't really want to be coming too close to that one. He's picking up the first turret gold as well, and that'll even things out a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll just give up the plates. No reason losing your life as well, and take up the farm. I see that Tradaflon, now knowing that Rek'Sai did show top, will just go into the jungle and take the blue buff there. Small trades in the end, but definitely on the side positive on the side of Surrey there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate really. The top side's not where you want to be winning for Surrey. This bot lane is what's most important. The Maokai is going to be doing okay in the split push now. Now he's picked up the Sunfire as well, but it's not where you want to be winning. It's not where we're going to actually end up winning the game through. So
Yeah, and the set is going to go into that Triforce there. So slower at the start, but we has started getting the components there. As Black Cleaver there is not quite doing the same stuff as Triforce in the end for the damage. Like Triforce, I think, has been shown to be quite more dominant, and so he has been doing his research and is going to build properly here.
A lot of people have been going Triforce and Black Cleaver as well, so we might end up seeing that as well.
Raichi is a bit behind the curve in the gold after giving up that tower. As you see, the Sunfire Cape Mercs has been completed by the Maokai, who's now looking to roam with his team, see if he can get any more advantage.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give up too much, though. He doesn't want to allow this set to be able to bring back into the game. He's in a position now, like, quite rarely where he's actually dominating the set in the 1v1, so he doesn't want to give up too much, but if he can try and make something happen across the map with the rest of his team, would be ideal. His TP is coming up soon, same with the Azir, so we'll likely see another 5v5 coming up again.
Yeah, Phantom Dancer now completed on the side of the Yasuo, though, so while still MF, after going to triple Doran's, not able to quite finish her items.
I'd say the triple Doran's ended up paying off pretty well. I don't think they would have been as dominant in those fights with those MF ultis if there wasn't that sort of
as I say that, she does finish the Essence Reaver. Yeah. So, item completion is now coming on the side of Southampton with that gold advantage. Surrey still looking at some components. So,
honestly, if there was a team fight that came out now in the bot lane, with the way that the items are completed, I wouldn't be surprised to see Surrey taking it. Like each member has a single item completed. Their top lane set is going to be relatively weak with those components. The Rumble does have that. The match finished.
Yeah, the Unjust Torment is finished now. Onside gets that burn through, and with the slow as well, amplified. The Madness passive will be doing a lot in these fights of how much you can stay in them.
Yeah, certainly. It'll very much hinge on who's able to make their ultimates most effective.
And see, the set is looking to reset now. Might start moving towards the spot lane Dragon now. Doesn't instead of using the TP. Nope, we'll look to go topside. Has the TP, of course, in case wards are being fought over here for this Ocean Drake. Because it is an Ocean Rift here. Oh, Sejuani does hit the hook, big hook. The Divide does come through, and he will just shuffle away. The ult, ult, tick, tick, tick. Does not quite fall. The health pot's ticking the entire time, just keeps him alive. Oh, hook onto the MF. It does go in. Yasuo not wanting to follow up there, realizing there is 4 members, and Thresher likely just to fall.
Maybe if it was a slightly better Threshy with like a 4-man knockup, it would have been a good go. When I saw the hook, I was so hyped, but unfortunately not able to turn it into a play and falls down and possibly losing the mid tower.
The hook, following the hook in, and then there's 4 members of SouthLAnder just show, and he just ends up the Yasuo realizing that maybe doesn't quite want to dive in there. Just the Phantom Dancer would get the nice ult off. After that, the follow-up damage would be a bit gone with just the Transformer just continuously damaging with his Flamethrower.
Yeah. I appreciate the commitment from the Thresh. You hit the Q, you've got to go in for it.
Gotta go. I see that cheeky little Pinkwood in that bush. Fat just trying to get rid of the little Pinkwood that's sitting there. Now, sorry, do have all 5 members looking for this Drake, whilst Sejuani's just nowhere near. Looking maybe to trade it for the Herald here. Only the second Drake, so it's not too close to Soul, but Ocean Soul on either of these teams will be quite devastating if it goes that long.
Yeah, neither team have really contested any objective so far. It's most of the time it's just been one team's on the other side of the map. They're quite happy to go and either take a top gank or take the bot gank or take the Herald, for example, as we see here. Not very much contesting. Trying to out macro the other teams, maybe see what happens.
Yeah, and Tradefel now just finishing the Warmogs there with the kills he's picked up. He's a bit far ahead of the Rek'Sai. Oh no, he's even in gold with Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai going hasn't yet bought. There's gold, and then so we're probably in a bit of a lull state now. No objectives, just the Herald going for a plate. We might be total even is all we're gonna see. So everyone just seeks to farm up, get their lame matchups correct, and farm it through.
Yeah, the next objective we'll be seeing people going for is that mid tower. They'll want to be trying to take the Herald in order to crack the map open. Neither mid turret has gone down so far, so vision control is quite restricted to those sort of river wards.
Yeah, it's here just farm up the jungle. Now just trying to funnel some more gold onto the carries. As we see the bot lane rotate, just classic rotation into mid as mid goes bot. Southampton's tier 1 mid lane is quite low now after that few pushes onto it. But with the misfortune in the mid lane, it probably will not just fall as they looked. Sejuani here posturing around, seeing if he can get something.
Yeah, BSO if it wouldn't be the best. You'd hope to try and see Azir there to try and help them stave off that mid tower damage. Possibly seeing a play coming out here though. Both teams posturing, trying to contest that vision cover.
Yeah, I think Southampton managed to see Surrey moving in there on that ward with Azir is there. Yeah, that ward doing a lot of work. So they see where they are. Oh, yeah, that ward doing a lot of work.
We are seeing a dominant amount of vision cover in this river now coming out for Surrey.
Oh, they do go in. Flash from the Fathom. Reaction to this. Rek'Sai does not able to click the lantern. Is in front of the winner one. Does will fall. Malcolm running under turret will just W onto the Sejuani. But will get super exploding turret. Does flash over the wall. Malcolm now separated from his team. And is looking to. He's running the wrong way. Could not be followed. See if SouthLAnder just pushing the wave up. Trying to. That is in the end going to be a 2-0 in Southampton. Oh, does go through. Huge shuffle. Into the last breath. But even though beautiful combo, well executed, ends up in just Surrey still forming in that 3v5. Tower shot does not quite take him down. The Triumph passive keeping him alive. But it was a beautiful combo.
Yeah, maybe if the Yasuo had a little few more items, that would have been pretty good to see, but a little bit too aggressive there, gets taken down as well, and there's going to be even more coming out of this mid lane.
Yeah, if that was maybe...
Really good flank from the Pappy the Darkin and the Rumble to finish off that team fight as well after the very, very strong MF ulti.
Yeah, definitely now just trying to get that second charge off. Get it down to the tier 2, and now they will reset. Yeah, as you can see, that is the combo that they are looking for. A huge Azir 5-man streamer shuffle into the Yasuo last breath. Does do a lot, as you can see, as two of the Southampton did fall, even in that being a 3v5. Maybe if they had managed to do a bit earlier, they could have just been running down this minute and going for Baron. But unfortunately, because it was a 3v5, they don't quite get anything off it.
Yeah, the thing is with these two team fight comps, you want to be doing it in the actual team fight. Southampton managed to get off all of their strong ultimates during that period and managed to take down a few members, whereas Surrey unfortunately had to wait until the aftermath to go in and try and execute their combo, and it just doesn't pay off as well.
As you can see now, the side of MF, 2 items complete to the 1.5 from the Yasuo. Is carrying up a bit of advantage, getting those kills in that last team fight, and will be looking to do even more. Now, Dragon up. 50 seconds of Dragon. Vision starting to be fought over.
Yeah, you will expect to see Southampton dominating this Vision cover now with the mid lane turret being taken down as well as their advantage. This Dragon should go over to the side of Southampton. You could contest it. I think the team fighting is still strong enough from both teams that there's a little hesitation. There's no certain way these team fights will go due to leads, but we'll see if they want to try their stuff and contest this next Ocean Drag.
Yeah, Yasuo just
coming up
trying
in
to
about
get
20 seconds.
Yasuo just trying to get level 11 just for this fight. As you see, he's just sitting on 10, very close, but isn't quite level 11 yet. Might go back into the mid lane to try and get himself leveled up. You see, Fat Fam level 11, all level 11s apart from the Nautilus on the side of Southampton. Ooh, hook does go wide again. Sejuani is trying to get onto the... Oh, comes out early, just trying to get a pick here before the Dragon. See if they can... Oh, and they will. They're leaving him to die. Unable to save him. And that will be the Rumble ult. Only the Rumble ult used, though. So he's...
Yeah, just a good way to guarantee the kill. The Rek'Sai might be going for a steal here. Well worth doing it if you can try and... no, the set's going to scare him off.
See the set just coming through. Oh, and we will be going into a quick pause.
Maybe that's why he ran back in, as opposed to trying to run away.
As you can see, there he has DC'd. Hopefully, might have some lag issues. We'll see what's going on. So we'll go back to cams.
Yep. After this now, Southampton firmly within the driving seat.
And we're back in. It was just a quick pause while he DC'd, I think.
Dragons being evened up here. But we'll have to see Southampton, see if they can try and take a bit more vision control in the topside river. They've got a decent amount of ward spread at the moment, but hopefully rotating those pink wards towards the topside brushes in order to gain that Baron control.
Yeah, they've managed to get a small 3.5k goal lead. A lot of that onto the MF as my screen decides to lag out. Apologies.
Unfortunately, like at 1.2k of that is still on the Nautilus, so not ideal. But each lane here, apart from the mid lane, still managing to take out a decent gold lead. The only reason that Azir is ahead is because of that insane CS lead.
Yeah, come up to just 40 now, as he has been in that side lanes, as well as farming the jungle away from the Rek'Sai. Just trying to funnel as much onto him, trying to get him as their win condition, as the Yasuo is falling a bit far behind and not quite able to do what this comp was designed.
Yeah, and as we were saying earlier, the topside lead that Surrey managed to gain within that Maokai and the Rek'Sai hasn't really turned into anything. The set now has equalized him in items and gold. So, unfortunately, they've lost where they had that win there. And because of the domination in bot lane that Southampton had, they're in a little bit of a pickle.
Yeah, 2 items now starting to be picked up. Oh no. Is Transformer building Morello? Or is he... No, he's built an Amp Totem. I'm hoping he's... If he's building an Morello, I think it's going to be a lot of sad reacts in chat.
I think Morello, to be honest, against like Maokai would be
not the end of the world.
That's the only reason I would say you'd want to pick it up, really.
Like, I have a few Conquerors. Like, there's Conquer on the Yasuo, and that's about it if you're scared of that healing, but no real life still coming out. And if you're Transformer going on the Maokai, it's not really the target you want to be killing. But no, he has gone the Amp Totem, so he might just be going for the Void Staff here. Hopefully he's decided full pen over. He's been doing his maths.
No, I think no, I don't think Morello would be bad here. Like the
It wouldn't be the
Maokai
end of
is
the world.
still one of the strongest members on the side of Surrey, and it's one way that they can try and sustain through those team fights. So I don't think it's a bad pickup here. It's a very strong item on Rumble anyway. So
That's-
you build that Morello. Don't let LS tell you any otherwise.
No, he's got his LS spreadsheet on the side of the screen that he tweeted out. He's trying to work out if it's worth it. But no, Set now has gone the scrying orb to make sure when he's split pushing, he can get some nice little permanent vision pockets. Clearly has been listening to LS too much. Or Hook will be front to Sejuani, she will dodge it through. Just gain this vision control around the Baron now. Looking to be the next objective on the map. Oh, Hook does go out onto the Nautilus. He's not going to follow it this time. He has learned his lesson. Not all hooks need to be followed. But no, the saplings, though, are slowing down the vision control gain from the side of Southampton. Sorry, unable to really
Southampton
contest.
making small progress towards that red side vision. Moving those pinks up gently into the jungle.
Now, small XP lead starting to come through on the top lane. 15 to 13, so they've had to send the Azir bot lane with a TP just to match the set, as Maokai not quite able to do it anymore. Rumble now also...
Set on quite a big spike right now. It would just dominate into the Maokai now, especially with the level lead.
Yeah,
the
Triforce
is going to run
very
down
strong.
now.
Oh, Hook does go wide, but as they were trying to stop the vision control. But no, they are just poshing around here, getting there. They've got some good CS catching there. MF just sitting in the mid lane, quite safely, just picking it up. So it all seems a bit calm. The calm before the storm, as it were. As Baron is up, Dragon in a minute.
Yeah, certainly. Neither team still has to get one more. Oh, sorry. Both teams still need to get one dragon before we get to that soul period. So we'll be waiting on that a little bit more. As you said, calm before the storm. Both teams just farming up. Surrey not getting caught out. Southampton rotating that vision cover up, preparing for that Baron and the dragon. Once they come up, should be able to take them pretty easily if they manage to hold those chokes with the MF and the Rumble ultis. Yeah, it's very much their game to lose right now.
Yeah, because both the Rumble and the set are just half level away from being 16. And so in a team fight, that will be quite devastating if they got level 3 ults. Just a level 2 of Surrey. Trying to just push up their XP lead here. Just collecting the camps. Vexen, of course, does tend to fall off after like the 25 minute mark. Not able to do too much in the early game in the end. But they are looking for a dive onto this Azir. Hook does go wide, does manage to shuffle away. And just should the Hook burn there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like we were saying during the champ select, this game is very much on the Yasuo. The Yasuo doesn't get fed, the Yasuo doesn't perform in team fights, and Surrey's comp is going to find it very, very difficult to win the game unless like Azir somehow massively popped off. But going the way that was quite telegraphed from drafting phases, giving a lot of bot side pressure, Southampton ended up winning out in that, gaining their small lead now, and with their proficiency they've shown in team fights so far, I wouldn't be surprised if there was one more team fight and pretty much deciding the game.
Yeah, so they realise there might be one more team fight, decides not to just give up on that third dragon, fight over something that matters, maybe the Baron here, as that might give them a bit more advantage with the armor shed. Of course, Yasuo now is at 100% crit, so he has hit that 2-item power spike. Now with the last Whisper coming in just to get rid of some of that extra armor.
Yeah, true. We cannot forget about the well, not quite this game. He's managed to keep his KDA pretty good, but the O10 Yasuo spike is pretty strong. So
yeah, kind of even though he's not ahead at all, but he will be doing a lot of damage. Azir though, as you can see, just gets that blue buff, getting a lot of that bot jungle as well as lane CS, as he's getting to 70 CS lead over onto this Rumble. And as we're saying, that does ping 16. 50 on the Rumble. Rumble almost 16. We'll likely get it off one more wave. But yeah, so it will be quite an explosive team fight though. If they can get the Streamer Shuffle combo off with the Yasuo Last Breath, it will decimate the side of Southampton as we saw last time, and will likely lead into some big flips. As it's only a 2.5k goal lead on the side of Southampton.
yeah, not too large. Again, if this Yasuo is able to get off an extremely good combo with the Azir or with potentially the Maokai or the Thresh, there's a lot of options. They've, as I said, they've built this comp very much around the Yasuo. They have a lot of options within these team fights to try and find an avenue that they can exploit. As long as Southampton try and play front to back, keep people set in those Rumble and MF ultis, they should be able to clean things up pretty nicely.
Now I'm going to give a little shout out to Zaros, who knows his Morello damage numbers. Saying Void gives you more damage than Morello reduces healing. Very true. The Yasuo is doing the Void stuff. It's Vamp Scepter now anyway. But with those Mercs, if you've got more than, as anyone's been listening to LS, 38 MR is that threshold. If you've got more than 38 MR,
okay.
Void stuff is apparently better, as he has done the maths.
Fair enough. Done the math.
Done the maths. So like with the Merchants come in, that will put the Yasuo over that threshold.
I think potentially in the example where if we were in the opposite side where Surrey were about to be picking up their Ocean, maybe then the math would be different.
Oh yeah, the Ocean Drake, the Morello would be very strong because the Ocean Drake's healing is a bust. It's definitely one of the strongest souls you can get. So what's your favourite Dragon Soul though when you're in a game? As you're in the still?
At the moment, I'm just playing Ornn because it's so broken. Ornn. So probably Mountain, just so Mountain. I can get over 500 MR and armor.
So yeah, it's also really fun if you ever play a bit of AP Cho'Gath mid. The Mountain Soul gives you a stupidly big shield, and it's quite a bit of fun. As Southampton look to start off the Baron here, just to see if they can like drag out Surrey there, but no, they don't quite bite, and so they will just back away. Misfortune now, 3 items now. Has got the Bloodthirster, so can take a bit more damage in teamfights and still remain alive. That's Overheal and the Bloodthirster shield doing quite a bit. Rex now, whilst Southampton are back in, trying to get more vision back, we'll get rid of the wards that are in his jungle.
Resident Sleeper.
Yeah. Big Resident Sleeper. Everyone's just playing really careful, knowing it's the semi-finals. You know, it's only game one. People.
Oh, the pressure is on. The pressure is on. No, you get that quite a lot in best of series. Like people will just be picking towards comfort, being quite uneasy. That's why we saw no invades coming out level 1, and now for about 10 minutes now we haven't even had a single death. No one contesting these objectives, just trying to make the cross map plays. I think it's a good thing for Surrey to be doing. Really, you don't want to be contesting Southampton at this point. You want to be trying to wait for a really good opportunity, possibly a pick as well, and then try and make your mark. But it's getting very close to that point where Surrey aren't going to be able to take those cross-map plays, and they're going to have to make a decision.
Yeah, because Zir now, 2k goal lead, has got quite a lot due to that CS differential. Is now just hitting 17, almost 18. They'd be quite strong. The saplings there just slowing down Southampton's vision clear denial. Not doing too much damage though, as he has gone full tank, but has now got the Righteous Glory. Hopefully to be able to run in and cause some disruption there, get onto the back line.
All sums up for everyone. Oh, this could be the pick.
The tension is building. Everyone's. Oh, Hook does go onto his ear, and he's getting CC locked. Does get the shuffle onto 2. Rumble is come down. Rumble not able to hit everyone though, as Fatfam does flash away. Big hit damage down. Nautilus will fall. Huge MFO onto 4. As Yasuo still yet to use last breath there. Is in the back line. Is just getting shredded though. As only the support and tank top lane are alive for the side of Surrey.
Yeah, I thought that Surrey might have a chance there. They really benefit off this teamfight chaos that emerges, but Southampton still managing to hold that formation pretty well, managing to get off a decent MF ulti. The Rumble ulti wasn't perfect, but they managed to hold things up, and they managed to take the Ocean Soul as well.
Yeah, this Ocean Soul here will be going down. But yeah, I think Azir going down low so early was just not quite what they needed. And unable to do what he wanted, only able to ult like the tanks at back, and Yasuo was not really wanting his ulting on those targets. Does end up in the back line, but him being not the super fed ahead Yasuo isn't able to 1v4 and will just get CC locked by the Nautilus and killed by the MF, using the wind wall much earlier in the fight.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. With that Ocean Soul though, it's going to be making a comeback even more insurmountable, especially if they get picked off here.
Yeah, Nautilus does get the hook. Will start hitting the Thresh, and the Thresh will get knocked up. It hasn't got flash, and it will likely just fall here, unable to run away from the CC lockdown, the Sejuani Nautilus combo. Their MF pick up another kill. 700 gold bounty now onto her as they do start the Baron. So I do know they're starting it, but
no tanks
into the jungle, just taking more and more. A set now is fighting the Yasuo. 4-level lead. Kind of hard for him to does use the suplex. Yasuo does ult back. It is a close fight, but there's just the left right hooks. Just too much for him. As it does get into the pit and does kill the MF. Does get that 1k gold from the kill. Bit of a lapse in judgment there from Southampton. Even though they are getting the kills, would have much for the Baron and the MF to not have died there, as both the carries are dead. They are chasing Maokai. Maokai very is just going to end up wasting a lot of time.
To be honest, it's actually quite bad for this Maokai to stagger his death. It means that Southampton will be able to recover units, move up to the Baron, and potentially take it with
He's still full health.
Although he does have TP.
He's full health.
He gets the Thresh Lancer!
Oh, especially, yeah. Oh no, he gets out.
Wow. Yeah, slight lapse in judgment there from Southampton. Having the tanks like so far up and not coming onto the Baron soon enough. Maybe a slight miscommunication. We had Rumble and MF onto the Baron, taking a little bit of damage there, which definitely weakened their potential of winning that team fight. I would say Surrey definitely benefits off chaos, whereas Southampton have managed to keep things controlled.
Yeah, it's
much more.
Yeah, if they can get the control, as you're saying, the MFO in a controlled team fight gets everyone in a zone, just gets everyone killed, or they run into a dead. Mostly the Wit's End now picked up by the set. I don't. It does, of course, work with his left right hook. It does love it, and into the double magic resist, magic damage lanes, solo lanes. It is quite strong here, and he does seem to be quite resistant, even though most people might have gone Titanic here because he has not gone Tiamat. Or as you said now, as you were saying much earlier, he is going Black Cleaver. Called it 30 minutes.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I've not tried it myself, to be honest. I'm not sure. I can't remember why. I think it's just because that's a bit strange there, because a lot of people are saying that the reason you take it is because it gives more stats than Sterak's. But he built the Sterak's anyway, and now he's building it. So I don't know.
He's going to be a very healthy one at the end of it, though. And with the Wit's End, he will be very hard to kill him with that healing coming through. So now, do you know they're starting the Baron? Oh, does come through. Big rumble into that gap. Yasuo Wind does block the entirety of the MF though. So going very low. All real life. All of them do end up falling there. MF though killing the backline. Yasuo will start to fall in the end there to the MF. Rek'Sai just trying to get away. Maokai there, just too tanky. Oh, Nimbus Cloak from the Rek'Sai. He's running away. The only person that ended up falling though on the side of Southampton was the MF. Just saw who they want to stay alive for that Baron. But
fortunately, the Rumble was able to put off a huge amount of damage within that team fight. It was a good Yasuo deny for the MF ulti, but they'll still be picking up this Baron nonetheless, I suppose.
Yeah, 3-for-1 with Ocean Soul. You see, they were healing in that team fight. Sejuani full health. Now after that, Warmog's ticking her back up. But yeah, they did end up getting onto the MF though. MF's ult was fully blocked by that Yasuo wind wall, so wasn't quite able to combo it with the Rumble. And so maybe if he managed to... Quick reactions from the Yasuo did end up doing it, but Yasuo now, with Flash and Exhaust for the next team fight, might have to change it around.
Yeah, and with this Baron, they'll be looking to push things out the side lane. Southampton right now, actually. All of them pretty pushed up. Rek'Sai trying to fix that a little bit in the bot lane there, but they've got a lot of options here. We'll probably see them go into the mid lane, walk with that way to try and push things in, but as long as Set can allow them to have different options within the bot lane to run to, once they run out of that wave mid, they'll be able to take a decent amount of towers here.
Yeah, now 1 minute onto Elder Drake here. That any team that gets it, of course, is just massive bonus for the execute.
It's like they're not even going for the push really. They're just waiting for their Elder. I think a little bit preemptive. They could definitely go and get some free stuff in the bot lane as long as they were a little bit careful. Yeah, Maokai, there is always the threat of a Maokai running onto you though. So
yeah, I think they're trying to make sure they got no flank wards for the Maokai TP. Make sure they cleaned it all out. Know exactly where Sakura are. Just taking it slow here. They know they have the win. They've got the goalies. They've got the Baron. They've got the Soul. All they want the trifecta now. And just once they have it, they are looking. They do see Soul in the bot lane. They are pinging for that mid lane push. Set now, knowing where they are, does back off. But that does give time for Surrey to get some vision control over this Elder, which is now just spawning.
Yeah, a little bit indecision there from Southampton. They were thinking potentially just going through the mid lane, but now they've started off with the Elder and it's burning down pretty fast. They're actually not going to reach it in time.
The Malcolm will come out, will be slowing them down. Set having to go in early to stall them down. Rumble into that gap though is huge. Misfortune still has the ult. Baron goes up, does get taken down by the Yasuo, but the ensuing team fight, who's going to win here? Sarge too low, health bars are falling. Yeah, the Rumble was just so huge, burning them down. Unfortunately, LCS damage stat graph, but I imagine it was huge from that rumble.
Unfortunate for Surrey, but good decision there to just try and rush that Elder Drake down. It almost went down. And they managed to pick it up anyway, but it was just too late, and they'd already lost the team fight at that point.
Yeah, the set, though, just making so much time. Suplexing in and then getting like a 4-man stun just slows their takedown hugely. Yes or no did end up securing it, so the smites both were used, end up being it. They do go for the Fountain Dive, for skills, doesn't quite get it there. Going in, and that will be the end of game 1. 1-0 Southampton.
GG, well played. Just taking a look at the damage for that.
No.
Yeah, as we were saying, the Azir massively pulling out the damage there in those team fights. The Yasuo, unfortunately, wasn't able to make a lot of those team fights work with the combos that they managed to get off. There were a few glimmers of hope there, where we thought, oh, maybe they'll be able to pull things back, especially when they started up that Elder Drake. It burned down so fast. I thought almost certainly they'll be able to take it, and with that, potentially, with a couple of good ultis and a good bit of opportunity, they'd be able to take the team fight as well. But Southampton still managed to use their lead, managed to use their ultis and team fight tools as well to secure the final team fight and then the game.
Yeah, as we were saying in like Champ Selects, it's not all that good when your Yasuo that you've built your team around almost is doing so much damage to the tank Sejuani on the opposite side. It's not what you're looking for. But huge damage from the Maokai, almost unexpected. I think his saplings just hitting the Sejuani a bunch just ended up giving him huge numbers.
It would have come off a lot of constant trading in the top lane, like you saw.
Yeah.
Both of these top laners have pretty decent sustainability as well, so they would have just been hitting back and forth in the laning phase. Because in the team fights, neither of them made too much of an impact, really. The set managed to do a decent amount in a couple of them, but most of that damage will just come from the constant trades that we managed to see, as our directed camera managed to show us quite a lot of the time.
Yeah, it was just tanks doing tanks. Maokai, though, without the DPS, it's kind of hard. It's like a bit of a Singe situation where it's kind of hard to get a kill without an Ignite. But yeah, he ended up going Aftershock just being more tanky instead of like a Spellbook, which might have ended up getting a few kills, but no. The Rumble Predator did end up being quite useful in those bot lane fights, turning it around. As we wait.
The massive turning point for the game was definitely that 5v5 in the bot lane. Southampton were just able to use their tools better. They were in a very even situation, and even with Surrey being able to be the first ones there with that instant double TP actually, unfortunately not able to make their tools work as well as Southampton did. But GG, well played. Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, as we'll wait for the second game to start off, we'll go back into a quick pause, and we'll get back to you in a second.
Let's go now. Let's go now.
Lift up, fuck that, sit up, push up, get up, yeah, you know the jig's up, chase them dreams, fuck those things, no materialistic, we blowing up like ballistics, I insisted on making it here, therefore we are making it clear, yeah, get your mind right, focus, achieve, tricks up my sleeve, thanking God I'm still able to breathe, we were the seed, look at us now, we standing tall, no more sitting around, we getting it now.
We raise our flags to the sky every day. Every day. Say what you want, we hold it down. We're taking hits, we're staying lit, we're burning down the same old shit. It's our time to come around.
I've been lifting up, never giving up. Pulling roots out the ground on some different stuff. You get a taste, it's never enough. There's more to this life than just cushion fuck. Some had it easy, others had it rough. But on the rise to the top, ain't no giving up. Me and my boys in the club trying to live it up. On the same old ship, trying to lift it up.
We raise our flags to the sky every day.
Lift 'em up.
Say what you want, we hold it down.
We hold it down.
We're taking hits, we're staying lit, we're burning down the same old shit. It's our time to come around.
We're about to go into our game 2 there. Southampton, of course, taking the first game. And after a short break, every team is ready, and we should see if Surrey are able to transition back and make up the mistakes of that bot lane.
Yeah, no, reasonably dominant game from Southampton, I would say. There was the team fight down bot lane where all 5 members were present. Southampton managed to take the win there, and from there, were pretty controlling of the game in general. Surrey tried to play it quite safe towards the end of it, not really contesting objectives and trying to just make those cross-map plays. Managed to work out a little bit for them, but eventually when push came to shove and they did have to team fight, weren't able to make anything happen. And Southampton just managed to pick up the game from there.
Yeah, Surrey now banning out Nunu as expected before, but also now the Rumble, not liking it from the last game. Same picks, same bans though from the side of Southampton, banning off the Cass and Shen.
Yeah, the Rumble managed to be a pretty big impact last game. When Fat Van was taken down on that MF, Rumble was still able to provide that secondary carry damage within those team fights and managed to get off a few decent ultis, to be fair.
Yeah, Ornn being banned on blue side though, not usually what you'd be seeing. You'd be seeing, because they don't look to be want to pick up on the S tier picks. Felios is open if they know how to play it. Still quite strong. See what they end up going for. Yeah, the MF.
MF first pick. Interesting.
Maybe a bit of a denial pick away from side of Fat Fam, who did prove quite strong on it last game.
Yeah, certainly. I think there's things that maybe they just don't have anything they can pick into it, and there's the Aphelios there.
Yeah.
I think that Southampton are pretty happy with that rotation, actually. Giving up the MF and then you being able to pick up Aphelios and Sejuani, which really, really strong AD carry pick in the meta right now, and Tradlafon was able to prove how good he was on that Sejuani last game as well, so...
Yeah, the Trundle counter pick and maybe a Braum here just to stop the Aphelios combo with the Braum. However, but what are they going to go for here? Or is the Nautilus pick? Bot lane we saw last time, MF Nautilus was quite strong.
I think that's a good response, actually. Being able to pick up the Nautilus for an equally strong lane. And then the Trundle as well for the counter pick is going to be pretty good as well, especially if the Oni gets taken up there. Always good to be having that anti-tank in there. Trundle not been the strongest jungler, but with the emergence of tanks back in the top lane and in the jungle, thanks to the Balmy Cinder and the Cinder Hulk changes, going to be a little bit stronger and going to be popping up that much more.
After a few buffs and also just being the historic counter pick into Sejuani here, taking away her extra stats. Bit harder now because Sejuani's passive does drop off quicker. So he has to be a bit quicker on taking that up. But then the set also now banned on the side of Surrey. Not happy with how that matchup went last time.
Yeah, strange that they weren't able to pick up the Ornn. It's a shame because it's just such a dominant flex pick, and it's quite easy to play that weak side stuff. Because if we're going to be seeing the same thing again with a lot of bot lane pressure, Ornn would have been the ideal candidate to just leave top lane, not have too much involvement within the rest of the team, and just going down when he needs to be.
Yeah, Mordekaiser now finally picked off 3 bans onto that top side, not wanting Pappy the Darkin to have his pick. Now, what do they think? They do have, of course, both their solo laners to be picked on both sides here. Wondering who they'll give the counter pick to on the side of Southampton. It's ticking down. We have to wait here. Vlad, of course, banned again, banning a lot of scaling on the side of Surrey there. Look, sorry, the Vlad, Rise, and the cast not being open. The Aatrox will be picked up. Can be technically flexed, but most likely going to be seen on Pappy.
Yeah, definitely. Giving the blind pick to Pappy there, showing a lot of strength on that Aatrox, I assume he has then. Quite confident within that to be able to just pick it up. Quite a strong pick in the meta right now, especially with Ornn and Set being nerfed in the future. We'll probably see him taking over as that number one spot. But
I'd
we'll
like
see
to.
what the counter pick into it is going to be.
I assume the Uni's a proxy. There's no way. You pick. You put the
Could
Nautilus
be,
top,
don't know, could
surely.
be Nautilus top, could be
Or
Nautilus mid.
Nautilus mid.
Nautilus mid was
Possible.
a big thing a while ago with yeah, I
They're
assume
having the
that
Malphite
is.
again, so I'm assuming it's a proxy. If there's agreed beforehand that the Malphite might be a proxy.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
Malphite
well.
equals Maokai again. Maybe they put the Maokai again top lane. But we'll find out. Must be
I'd love
proxy,
to see
yeah,
it.
surely. So we don't quite know how these teams are going to shape up. Probably the Maokai top again, because the Maokai top was doing a lot of damage and quite a lot last game. Stopping Sedge passive stacking a lot.
Guess
No.
guess the mid laner by what Vel'Koz has been picked into. I'm not a mid laner. What's Vel'Koz got into?
Vel'Koz has been seen quite a lot now after like the bans. When you've watched some occasional pro play games, they made the decision that it's better to be picking the Vel'Koz when it's banned. But there was like the Blanc was open, Zoe was open. Maybe Champ was not quite used to those ones, not quite versatile enough on that sort of champ pool. So he's gone for the Vel'Koz. Does, of course, give him another long R range that he likes to use. Another little straight line.
Yeah, still going for that team fight power. A little bit more of a spread in terms of carry threats within this game now. Maybe not as focused at bot lane as it would have been last game. We'll have to find out what those last two proxy picks were, though, to dictate the pace of this game and see where things are going to be heading. I don't think that Surrey will want to try the same tactic of putting a lot of faith down in the bot lane. Although, now that they have the MF and the Nautilus, maybe they'll be trying their luck with that comp a little bit more.
Yeah, seeing the comp from the Southampton side, see if they can do what they did in last game. The Malka, though, into Aatrox, I'm not a matchup I'm too familiar with. Quite a rare one, I would assume. But Aatrox,
It's
both healing a lot, I imagine.
Yeah, they sort of skipped each other. You wouldn't have seen that matchup very much in the past because as soon as Aatrox started getting good, Maokai just dropped off the face of the earth and was never seen. So I think Maokai could potentially take the grasp in this matchup, though. There will be a lot of healing from Aatrox with the Conqueror. I wouldn't. It's still very, very difficult. I think they're just going to have to be trying to play that weak side top again, leaving that Maokai to his own devices within that top lane, and just trying to give as much pressure to the MF and the Nautilus as possible.
So it was a Victor mid lane.
Oh, Victor. Okay. So I'm guessing the Vel'Koz has been picked there because it outranges it.
Yeah, it keeps out his burst range, as well as just helps keep up some of the wave clear that his laser's going to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a safe pick on this side from the Transformer, not going for the more aggressive Rumble Predator this time. So we already know what the bot lanes are here. It's going to be Southampton, MF Nautilus with the Southampton Felios Leona. Going for that more very aggressive bot lanes on both sides here, trying to get some early game damage and then kills.
Yeah, certainly. I think that there's much more of a spread for Southampton. As I said, within this, there's a lot of avenues that they can exploit to try and get a carry threat in. I wouldn't expect to be seeing a lot of pressure into top side. It's going to be a little bit difficult to pick off that Maokai in the early game. So we'll likely see a lot of pressure being put bot again as well. We see Chanformer hovering on the TP as well, so he'll probably be taking that just to try and give his bot lane that extra strength.
Yeah, Gemton now, he did end up going TP last game, and now realising that maybe he wants to cleanse just so he can stay back, kite properly, and stay alive in these fights and do the damage his team needs him to do.
Yeah, especially with a Leona and a Sejuani, you don't want to take too many chances there. It's going to be very easy for them to pick you off if you don't have that reliable escape form.
Yeah, even the Aphelios Graviton ultimate could prove doom for Victor there. Just the layer of CC that can come down from just such range is huge from Southampton. A lot of pick. But it should be a condition game. Of course, the Maokai Aatrox top lane might end up just being a heal fest. No one really going down. But the bot lanes, though, as we were saying, very aggressive. As this will be how the game will look. Summoners, spells and all. So we'll come back to everyone after we've done after the 3-minute delay's gone through and see straight into the game.
ass bitch, make it throw your 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 ass bitch, make it
Earthquake. Throw your ass, bitch, make it. Throw your ass, bitch, make it. Earthquake.
I can see you from behind. You can hear me in your mind. Run so fast as you can go. Time will catch you before you know. Are you afraid of the dark? Are you scared? You know, I am you. I'm coming closer. I will catch you. The time it goes tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Are you afraid of the dark? Are you scared? You know, I am you.
Welcome back. We're into game 2 of Southampton versus Surrey. Surrey now on the blue side, Southampton on the red side. Southampton, of course, taking game 1. Looking for a bit more of an aggressive start here, though, from Surrey. Looking possibly for an invade onto this top side. They're going in here.
Yeah, if Pappy isn't careful here, he spots
Pappy
it
walks
out.
out the bush straight away. Quick reaction to zoom a bit.
He's on the ball.
He's on the ball. Walks all the way back to his turret. Very safe. Nothing gained. As the bot lane now will look into the jungle, trying to get some deep vision, knowing that they're safe to do so.
Good response from LAN winner Ben, being able to go in there and get that vision cover as well to establish a little bit of presence there.
No, it's like no more silly invades stuff. So we are going to get both teams starting red here. They will spot it out there on this ward here. So knowing that their jungle could be invaded on, are just walking slowly into it, making sure they work as a team.
Interesting to see how they use that information. Know where Trundle's gone now. So both teams starting on the bot side here. Maybe see them transitioning up and possibly like a 2v2 in the top lane. We'll see how the junglers clear things out though.
Yeah, the delayed getting to lanes of both bot lanes, I think it would be quite obvious in the end that both junglers are starting on their buffs. Tridafon again going for maybe another full clear into a gank. Seeing what we can do, get that first clear done and dusted and get a good back. Try and get that immolate passive from the Cinder Hulk really quickly. Makes his clear so much faster. Yeah, the camera's gone back to the tank v tank fighting top lane. Or tank, this is a healing fight top lane. No one's really going too low. Everyone just sums up this game.
Yeah, pretty standard around the map really. We do see Sejuani doing that full blue side clear. Trundle moving up and towards the top side. Aatrox is pushing up quite a lot there, so we might see Trundle transition up into there. Sejuani will be a little bit behind on that. She'll have to take the red first.
Pappy doesn't have a walk, he did have to use it on, but does see the ice field come out and will just run away. Trundle not able to get a gank off. They will know where he is now. Sejuani now is just safe to clear it.
Slightly unfortunate. A few seconds later, and Trundle might have been able to pop in there, kill the Aatrox before he goes in. Was trying to place a ward. a little bit aggressive, but
well, we'll get a pit off into mid lane, so a little bit of damage off. Nothing serious. Does zone him away from some CS though, and will now path down towards this bot scuttle, or he's just ping it on his way to the Grump. But that will be gone. Another full clear has come up from Jadaflon.
Going for this bot lane though, and Fam Hyojan spot it out.
They do spot out. Question marks were ping. They do get reacted on the A. We'll just send away. Oh, Hook does land around the pilly. Might have to flash it. It's going really low. Ignite was down. Does flash us out, and we'll get first blood. Quite poor from Southampton, honestly. They did know exactly where the Trundle was. They just didn't respect it.
Yeah, they managed to sense it out like decently well, but the Nautilus long queue, just
around
as bad
the pillar.
as it was in the last game. So unfortunately, they'll get taken down there. Blowing both sums as well, and still not being able to survive will be quite bad for them as well. I'll expect to see Trundle making another visit down bot lane pretty soon.
Does have in that though, MF did end up flashing, trying to get the kill, but Flash had to go over onto the Trundle for the kill, and so MF there did burn Flash just for the half an assist. So despite it being a beneficial play, they're getting the slight advantage. Oh, just tanks Sejuani. He's coming in here. Does have red buff. He's really low.
Pretty easy kill.
Easy kill. It's unlikely to be able to do much. Won't try and burn the Flash, I don't believe.
Oh,
does burn the Flash. Does he won't? No, will fall. Does flash for Flash in the end. But again, as you were saying before, revisit from the bot lane. MF really low. Vel'Koz is coming down, but I don't know. Oh, does it stun off? The kill does not go down. As you were saying though, was a revisit in the bot lane whilst you're looking top. Ended up being another kill. This one going on to Trundle again, however.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is actually kind of mirroring last game, except the teams have kind of switched sides. We've got the top lane gaining the advantages here, but it's not where you want it to be, really. The Aatrox is going to struggle to really push that Maokai and gain a huge advantage, whereas this Trundle constantly visiting bot lane, trying to get the MF and Nort ahead. We're going to see a lot more gold coming out of that. Although, this could be a good opportunity to get some vision around for that drag. Actually gonna... I think Sejuani managed to slip past there. I didn't see it on the map, but manages to miss out the scuttle vision and then queued over the wall in order to sneak in there. So
Yeah, that is something you can do. He might have managed to
Yeah.
get just through that little sliver of gap between the wards, but of course with bot lane, yeah, the question marks do come out. They don't actually
done
know.
it.
Yeah, he does get that Infernal Drake real early on. Not gonna be too much, only 5% this year versus 12%, 10% last year even. But of
that's
course,
a great
always nice
pickup,
to
though.
have.
To be able to take that now means that although they won't be winning the bot side at the moment, there's not really as many objectives, obviously, now that the dragon's being taken up, so there's less losses to be taken there. So, really good proactive play from Tradlafon. How do I pronounce that? Tradalfon.
Tradalfon. We'll go for Tradalfon.
Tradalfon.
It's a bit of a...
But the Trundle coming
another
down here for
repeat
another
gank.
gank.
He does get hit by the hook. Leah now just trying to hope she can live herself. Does start running away. Oh, Fatfam trying to get some damage down. That does almost manage to flip it around. Oh, that's
Little misclick.
The camera quickly does have to divide our eyes and go top lane for a second. Pretend like we didn't see it. So that... And that kill, though, does, of course, go on to
That's what I
MF.
mean, the Traddle.
Yep. Trad.
Traddle, can you help me again, please?
We'll go with Trad.
Traddlefon. Him managing to take up the dragon there means that it doesn't go away to Surrey this time. So still pretty good play from them. They've only lost Fat Fam now, although he's going to be feeling the brunt of it now. Still no sums up. He'll be coming up very soon, but that flash is extremely important within that Nautilus matchup. He's just getting hooked every single time and being taken down pretty easily.
Yeah, more just healing in top lane. Maokai does drop the ult. I'm not quite sure why. I don't think there's much kill pressure there.
He doesn't really want to be fighting him now. Aatrox
Yeah.
has got the Conqueror stacks up. There's not much for him to be done. The Maokai just wants to be going in here, getting short bursts in with his, potentially with an E, like in the brush as well. But short bursts with the Aftershock, he'll end up start winning trades out. But Aatrox with his lead, Conqueror, is still going to be winning out in these extended fights.
Yeah, as you can see that just next to the blue buff, they will have a pink ward there and might be able to just... Yeah, they do see the blue buff being started up, do ping it out, so they will know where Sejuani is. It does have to be given over onto Transformer here, trying to just help him out in that laning phase with the Lost Chapter. Just wave clear his way through it.
Both junglers heading bot here. I think the Sejuani was spotted out on the pink ward, though.
It is a big wave, however. I think the Trundle here is just to counter gank it. But yeah, he is stuck in this big wave. He's taking a lot of damage. I don't think it's a fight that Surrey really want to be going for. But they are going really low. Trundle, though, with 150 gold bounty, does fall down onto the Sejuani. The TP ult from on the Vel'Koz, not quite able to steal that kill away. And so that 450 gold will go onto the Sedge. Second kill of the game. Junglers now just keeping gaining those kills.
Yeah, easy game GG, unfortunately. Just sort of getting caught out a little bit there, just taking so much damage while MF and Trundle weren't really in a position to
Maybe
be
looking
giving
for a
damage back
dive.
to them.
Shadowfun now does have ult. We'll go onto the Nautilus here. Tank it up. Does not get the aftershock off and will just fall. Fatfam taking the reward for that kill. As well as denying a huge weight from the MF in the end. Good play after the poor early game.
Yeah, good comeback from Southampton there. They managed to get the counter gank off pretty well. And they've firmly landed this bot lane back in good stead.
MF now is staying around. Does have flash. Will snipe. Tower shot, though, is taken by Fatfam. Does not want to continue. Will back off after that plate. And we'll look to reset. Looking at the goal, though, even with the camp, Aphelios is only 100 gold behind now. 50 gold behind. It's not really come to any fruit after that shutdown gold going over. Games end up being rather even after all that chaos.
Yeah, certainly. We got... Ooh.
Oh, no, the red buff ended up taking it with the Emulate. So Victor
Yeah,
will
for
not
some reason I thought the Victor was on the other side and he was stealing it then, but still the Trundle, unfortunately, picks that up. Gem Tim won't be very happy with that. He's still very low on mana here. It's going to be a little bit difficult for him to clear those waves out. Could be a good opportunity for the Vel'Koz to try and make a roaming play, potentially. He's really able to clear those waves out a lot faster. If the Vel'Koz, not the Vel'Koz, sorry, the Victor has to back here, could see him rotating somewhere else.
Yeah, he does have the disintegration rate back up. Tradafalon now just looking to clear through the camps. No one's really, everyone's reset on the side of Surrey, so he's got some time there to get some gold back into his pocket. Yeah, as Fatfam looks to be starting for freeze, but might end up just being a slow push as his wave does end up crashing into it.
There's an opportunity here with the TP that Pappy the Darkin has over Maokai. It's going to be up in about 40 seconds, Dragon up in 20. So maybe if they can get in there quick and try and make something happen, they could potentially force a 5v4. Pappy is pushing up the lane quite easily, so it would be a good opportunity for him.
Now, Todorov has come in. If Surrey know what to look for and they click on the owner, they will see her with the Sejuani passive on her. This is coming. Informer does a flash. We'll use it early. We'll come on to. We'll go down though. The Chaos Storm able to take him out.
And that changes the pace of things quite significantly there. Southampton had a really good chance to be able to take the Dragon now, but with that loss of mid lane pressure, maybe not so much. Unless...
Oh, they are losing everything on this. Norton didn't have the Artistruck procced. Oh, Fatfam flashing in. Will we hit with the Sejuani? Oh, he's going over. Flashes away. Big, 2 kills going on side. Fatfam there. Using the flash to pick up the MF. However, Herald was dropped in the mid lane while that was going on.
And you have to respect the Aphelios damage. Not picking it up early in the drafting phase, taking the MF over it. Despite going 0-3 and taking a pretty significant loss in the bot lane, they've managed to come back now with the help of Sejuani, and they've managed to get a huge lead in the bot lane.
Yeah, about 5 pace now on side of Trundle. They're going over to Trundle and Victor. They will maybe look to just take this Dragon here. Just before their bot lane can come. It is warded, so...
Trundle is hovering, the bot lane could roam up, but it looks like
I think he might be going for a suicide still here. Oh. So Daphlon making sure he got that there. Very close in the end, though.
Yeah, slightly out-leveled on the Sejuani. It wouldn't have made too much of a difference, but good on you. You gave it your best shot.
Now, we won't see another Ocean Rift. We'll now see a Cloud Rift here. Both sides very ultimate reliant teams, honestly. Ultimate pro teams. So that Cloud will be doing some nice stuff with both teams. Sedge here, staying on the map, trying to farm up a bit more. How that Victor now has got a bit of a gold lead. After just 1,100 gold now, 1,200 gold. Might start seeing that be another point of weakness where Surrey will rely on their mid laner once again.
Yeah, he was definitely a big factor in the last game and managed to keep them in quite a few team fights and managed to pump out a huge amount of damage. And like you said, they're going to have to rely on him this game, I think, as well, with the amount of gold they've managed to funnel into him.
Yeah, you do see the lane swap coming out now from Southampton, putting their bot lane into that middle lane, trying to get some more plates for them. Only another minute on that one. Path of the Darkin just being quite dominant in this lane.
I think the Nautilus is sort of just wasting his time here, though. They're not going to be able to get a kill off onto the Aatrox with his ulti. He doesn't really achieve anything very much there. He'll be heading back into mid lane now, which is good, but in that time they managed to push in.
I think as well he's just trying to get some solo XP and gold over, just make sure his laners can get a bit far ahead at his own cost, because he now is 6, and he's not going to get too much stronger, but no. Hurry now taking some damage from the ultimate not procced. We'll just walk away there. Pappy just trying to burn some stuff there, doesn't end up flinching. So now, next up to is 3 minutes away, so we might be in a bit of a lull state here. No Herald for a while.
Ended up being a pretty good priority from Travelafon from early on. Went up to the top lane once, just give him a little bit of a lead there. And now Pappy's been able to exploit that quite well, and he's extremely dominant in this top side matchup now.
Yeah, now has put Gemton up into this, trying to stop him from mid push. Oh, they don't see the Trundle. Trundle will pillar, and this dive will be spotted out. Oh, they will still go for it though. Oh, does come out. Huge does hit the cleanse perfectly. However, will not be enough. He tried his hardest, did dodge in the cleanse, but it was not out. How Fatfam going real low. That is a shotgun guard on him onto the Maokai. They're 2v4 now here. They are looking to fall, just trying to get away. And a good response from Surrey here.
Just too aggressive, reaching too much. Once the Victor blue flash, yeah, you have that extra stuff. But with the cleanse that came out as well, he was able to delay his death so much. The team were able to get in such a good position that there was no way they would have been able to escape without dying. And possibly once the flash was blown from Victor, probably should have just left it at that and taken the tower for free. They've extended a bit out too much, and they've given Surrey a way back into the game now. We've got Dragon coming up in 2 minutes, so potentially with this extra income of gold, they'll be able to challenge things a little bit more.
A little timer of Rift Herald has started, so 30 seconds left on that Rift Herald spawn. They might reset and try and take it. Yeah, both teams now resetting. Item completions are coming in.
Both teams pinging it out. They're aware of what the next objective is. And we're going to try and set up a little bit of vision cover now.
Yeah, Blue, hopefully this time it should go over to the Victor. We'll go over to the Victor. No, but no. So I don't know. Are moving in earlier than Surrey, and so we'll start to get this vision control early. It has spawned, of course. Both teams.
Both teams, it's extremely important to keep a hold of these chokes. As you can see here, the Vel'Koz.
Well, it will go in. Ultimate's not up, as you can see now. Sejuani and the Aatrox ult just still on cooldown. Fatfam's ult almost coming up on the Aphelios. So this would be an ultimateless team fight. No ultimates up for South Surrey. They might just have to give it. But no,
it's going to be extremely difficult for them. They just need to... Oh. Southampton just backing off of it.
Oh, they might go for the MF here, because we'll be hit. Like, if it does go down, Aphelios just too much of a balanced champion to let that kill go away.
Race back up. It's going down quite slowly.
Going back up slowly. They do have ults now. It's going down to 1k, 100. Ult does come from the laser. Smites away safely. Aphelios ult does hit just onto the trundle. Big ults coming from Shadow from Form going really low. Trying to kite away. Does get the double knock up from the flashes. Vix is still alive though. Everyone really low. They need to focus him down. Others they will go down. Oh, does make a turn kill. Fatfam though. Trying to lifesteal up. With that, does go down to smite. Oh, Transformer just clutching in the end there. Just looking to live. That does, however, end up being a 3 for 3 during that fight. Not quite when you've got the advantage. Oh, does he? We'll see on the wall.
No, yeah, I think...
he does get to one.
No, it ends up being a very, very messy team fight. I don't think that Southampton needed that to be the case, though. Even though they got the MF kill, they ended up giving up a lot of control.
They haven't picked up the eye.
Have they not?
No, there has been pings out. You can see it. Oh, if we move over.
It's gone for me. So it was nothing.
No, they didn't get the eye. If you look at the scoreboard.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
So, even though they did secure it, they didn't get the eye.
Oh, okay, well, good stuff then. But like I was saying, they managed to get the pick up on the MF, but they should have been holding Surrey into these more choke points with the Vel'Koz. They would have been able to burn things down a lot easier, I think, as well as the amount of AoE CC they would have been able to pull off with Aatrox, Sejuani, Leona. I think it would have been a much cleaner team fight.
Yeah, as well. Now that MF is going to be part of this team fight, they go try and burst down the Trundle. Trundle does flash away. Stun doesn't come off from the Sejuani. North now is running just through the team, trying to get the MF ult. Does hit onto 3.
Huge MF
damage. Vel'Koz though trying to apply with his own ult, trying to do the damage. Does end up falling down. How the carries only MF now and Trundle alive. Back in the dark and the Vel'Koz trying to chase down. Will end up being the flash from the MF. Will be able to kite away. Fatfam managed to just about survive. Yeah, looking to start this off. It will be under vision though. Trundle, of course, still alive. He has got that blast code.
Although no smite on Trundle up, so he doesn't really have anything to contest here.
I think they might be starting up hoping he tries some suicides for it. No, he doesn't end up.
Nothing to really do. No smite on the Trundle. Unfortunately, I had to use that within the team fight, so not much to contest there. And Southampton now making their way towards that Soul. It's going to be very difficult for Surrey to be able to come back from that once they get it. But
yeah, especially with Package Jack on the Aatrox, that extra movement speed when you pop your ult is huge. It's
going to be extremely impactful on the Aatrox. The owner will help and assist quite a lot. Obviously, Vel'Koz's not going to really do anything.
No.
He stands still anyway.
No, of course, the base movement speed you get just from taking the soul in just general gameplay can be quite nice to be able to kite away. But apart from that, of course, you said using the ult, standing still is not quite what you would be wanting. Has started buying that Haunting guys into the Abyssal Mask. Leona's Torment, even not Abyssal Mask.
In two very team fight based comps, this Cloud Drake is extremely impactful with being able to get your ultimates back up. If you have a 20-second gap where you have all of your ultimates up and the enemy team doesn't, it gives you a huge amount of pressure and it allows you to exploit a lot of things. That you wouldn't be able to otherwise.
Yeah, you see now, Nitina has bought the QSS there, trying to just get away from the CC. Ooh, Hook does not. Zedford does not land. Sejuani is still chasing. It does get the stun. Has a wall in the bush. Will chase, but Aftershock was procced from Nosson, so she walked away. Stone plate as well. Now we see two sort of different styles of supports here. Leona here from Xinjiang has gone for the Knight's Vow to protect the AD carry. The Nautilus has gone the Stone plate. Stone plate has been what we've been seeing more in pro play, as it does allow you to, as was last fight, just run through the enemy team and trying to cause as much disruption as possible without actually dying. But the Leona here just trying to keep Fatfam alive, which might have been the difference maker last fight, as he did go very low.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking towards the Baron Vision now. It'll look to be set up. We have a decent amount of cover for Surrey so far, but as soon as Southampton want to, we'll probably see them moving in there and trying to take that back for themselves. Gold all still quite even for both teams, so both of them very much still in it. The MF has been able to get off some pretty good ultis in the last few fights, and if that still occurs, Southampton are going to find it very difficult to be able to secure those final objectives and try and put the last nail in the coffin for Surrey.
Yeah, what might be the issue for Surrey is that a lot of that gold have gone onto the Trundle. 5 kills on him instead of some of your carries even. Ludens, though, almost finished by the Victor.
I love kills on my curries.
Curries, yes. Kills in the curries. No, the Victor, though, almost finished the Ludens.
No, I think the Trundle's been able to make a pretty decent lead, and he's been able to exploit it quite well in team fights. He's managed to go in and cause a lot of ruckus. After stealing, like you said, the Sejuani ulti and giving him such huge stats, he's been able to run in and get quite a lot of value out of himself, really. He's been able to disrupt the Vel'Koz quite a lot. The Aphelios hasn't been able to be as effective due to him.
Now, what he has brought, though, is a Zeke's. I haven't seen a Zeke's on the Trundle, much on Trundle, but I understand why it would work. You see it on Trundle support a lot.
Certainly.
So, nice pickup from him, honestly. He's helping to try out his team, slow the enemy team able. But Maokai now almost finished Sunfire Cape, going on to the Spirit Visage. Evan has a bit of a low state. Minute and a half on Dragon. Baron has spawned, but only the Fat Fam's damage, if he knows how to combat well with the guns, can take that down.
As this game does drift later on, we will see Southampton take a little bit more advantage. Both these teams have roughly similar scaling, but with the Aphelios, the Aatrox, and the Vel'Koz, we'll be seeing a lot of teamfight presence. And the Aatrox being able to have a split push threat as well is going to be extremely impactful. It'll be interesting to see where Pappy the Darkin is able to create pressure along the map. Because although this Maokai is going to be a decent teamfight presence, with the lead that Aatrox has managed to build up now, if he can try and exploit that in some way, it could give even more strength to Southampton.
Yeah. Third there was looking for a kill onto the Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz, they did back off, realising that he was a bit overextended and no real way to take the wave. Yes, walking into the bush though. Norse does hit the hook. Not a lot of damage though from the people trying to kill Shenfong, but he does go to Ignite was dropped. Still tanking him. He doesn't fall. They didn't quite have the damage, but now the Trundle has got caught. Does he pop the ult though? Is very tanky now. Leona does hit, but only onto the Maokai. Maokai there gets double stunned. Coming into the Fat Fam though. It's done flash away. The Xenophade does hit though, and he will fall. Even though, sorry, did start with a pick. Doesn't end up in getting the kill.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That Vel'Koz pick could have been what they needed to try and delay this game a little bit further and pick up the next dragon. It looks like it's going to go the way to Southampton now, but the Aphelios, you saw how tanky the team of Surrey was, but then as soon as Aphelios was able to get in there and pump down the damage, they managed to melt pretty quickly. And that's what I'm worried about in these team fights for Surrey. That Aphelios, if he goes untouched, he's just going to wreak havoc.
Oh, does end up being taken down. MFO almost taking it, but Chadar from then did have the smite, did have the health to just tank it up and take it. That's now got the Warmogs. Don't think he's quite got the health pool to take it, start ticking up, but so we'll just recall instead.
Yeah, it would have been quite embarrassing for the jungler to miss the spike there. It's quite a telegraph sort of amount of damage that MF ulti is going to be doing to you. But no, manages to secure it nonetheless. And with that Cloud Soul now, they'll be able to flex their legs a little bit more.
Yeah, be able to go fast. Now, looks like Jaffel now is building into that stone plate as Trundle's already got his with those kills. Now, Baron is up, so that will be the next objective the teams are looking for. We'll start to get some vision control. Tredaffin does eventually see the pink. Will take it out.
Yeah, there's a big difference here that the Southampton team have a full inventory full of pinks here. They're going to be able to get so much vision cover for this Baron. It's going to stop Surrey from being able to challenge it quite easily. We see them filling up now, potentially coming in to contest that vision cover. Pappy the Darkin, though, starting to wreak havoc in that side lane now, pressuring out and dragging the MF down there. Do you see Maokai potentially going for a catch here, though? No, never mind.
Pappy will run away, but they do see Maokai now on that bot lane with the MF, so they will start it up, seeing if they can get up. But Trundle there does not know what's going on. They don't have the only scroll they do have up is on the MF, so they don't see it happening. They do start to peek in now. They will end up just deciding not to flip, will just back off trying to turn onto the Trundle.
The only saving grace there for Sorry was that the Baron did just go down quite slowly. Having the MF down there is extremely risky. As soon as they saw it, you saw how Southampton were able to just go in and say, yeah, okay, we're going to start the Baron now, and have managed to drag people down there. If that was a team that took the Baron a little bit faster, we might have seen it go over.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Calibrum and Graviton was the guns for Fatfam, so not the quickest gun to be taking that out. If you had a Crescendo, maybe he takes it really quickly, as you have seen.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm still honestly not like that familiar with how Affiliates works. You know, what's the one where he's, you know, when you're really close range and you...
I think that's the Scythe Pistol was the red one, or the white one's Crescendum. Which could be where I'm wrong.
Okay.
But yeah, the white one is
I
what you
imagine
want.
if he had one of those up, then it would be a much quicker Baron. But...
The white and red guns are what you'd want there. But how he had the Graviton, which is the purple stun one, and the sniper rifle, which is just not all that useful in taking down an objective.
I can imagine.
So I think that's why it was so slow, and how they did get some pressure off there. Just going through the vision control. As you were saying before, a whole load of pink wards on the side of Southampton. Both teams now just pressuring around. Of course, the TP advantage. TP's on the top lane is now. That's why you see Pappy in the bot lane. Just trying to see if he can do something here. No, we yet to see him.
Aria does have an opportunity here to try and create a bit of havoc. He's got a little bit of a buffer there in the bot lane before those waves start to crash, and maybe if he can make something happen and force the TP out from Pappy, he can gain a little bit of an advantage there. But we could see it here. We see the Maokai ulti.
Does end up being disengaged upon though. Yeah, Mako doesn't really end up resulting in much. Leona is taking down towards half, but will start healing that up. They will start to now have a... Now with that, as you said, the white gun is there, so they are starting to chunk it down a bit faster. They don't.
I think Surrey really had to just push the go button there. They had everyone within vicinity. They could have forced the Aatrox TP out. They had the MF ulti a little bit low, but still probably had to go in for it. And now they're going to be punished for it.
Yeah, they do lose that bot tier 2 whilst this was all going on. Southampton realising they don't have to start it up. They can win without it. But currently, just a lot of dead time as people fight over this Baron. As now, Southampton have decided to turn their attention onto that mid lane tier 2, tier 1 even, realising that they can push in the minion wave, they can start getting some better control over this Baron. Also, it is already very low, and as it being a tier 1, it will fall quite easily to the 4-man. Aatrox is still pushing quite deep onto that bot side, trying to pressure that inhib. But no, top laners be likely collected up by Svekos. Or Velkos, no, they will go for a full reset on the side of Southampton. This will give time for Sorry, however, to go into the Baron pit and start getting some more vision control. As Trundle and Victor look to go do so.
Yeah, it'll be extremely important for them to try and clear that out and get as much vision cover as they possibly can. We have a couple of blue trinkets on the Surrey team, so they will be able to spot things out if they really need to. But we've got the Elder Drake coming up in 45 seconds as well, and that's another objective that could be pretty easy for them to take and close the game out with. It's similar to last game. Like Surrey, they're not really contesting too much here, and they're just trying to wait until an opportunity arises. But I think there was definitely an opportunity there when they had the Baron fight with the Maokai ulti, but didn't take it.
No. Paddy Dark now getting collapsed on, is healing up a bunch, decides to turn it onto the Trundle, who does use a subjugate onto him. He's being collapsed there, but how Southampton are doing the Baron at the same time. There will be a trade. Eldrick, though, is spawning in 10 seconds. If they can move to it quickly, they might be able to stay away from Southampton.
This could be a really, really good play from Surrey here if they're able to turn it into the Elder Drake. Although Southampton will be pretty happy here just to push things out. Potentially force Surrey to go back. Surrey definitely have time here to trade. Surrey have time to trade the Drake and the inhib for something, and then maybe try and force a team fight. They could even go for the flank as well and move up.
Oh, the Xenophage does come out onto the Victor. Victor unable to do the wave flare. Does use the cleanse. Will be taking the low, but will not end up dying. The solar flare does not hit, and that will be in here. But they're still in the Elder, and they do get the Elder Drake here. So maybe a lapse in judgment here.
They could. No, I think if Surrey went for the flank there, that could have been pretty good. Although maybe they're too low. No, they're not. Oh well.
I think they didn't have the Maokai ult to end up locking people down. They wouldn't have been able to run away with that Cloud Drake move speed.
It's a good deny from Surrey. They're able to stop the Elder Drake from being taken. If they're able to use it now, even better. This is an opportunity for them to try and win a team fight and push up and equalize those objectives. But Southampton will be pretty happy to just sit back, wait until that duration is over, and then try and push out with the Baron now. They've already cracked the base open, so...
They are pushing up now. Now, there was Baron v Elder Drake. Elder Drake will be up, but I don't think Southampton are going to want to start fighting if the Baron, if that Elder Drake is up on, Elder buff is on, because that MFL going through people will start to be proccing it.
Yeah,
they are looking instead to just play a bit calmer, just wait it out. They got the inhib there.
No one seems to be addressing Pappy here. He's pretty free to do as he pleases. He doesn't have the Baron buff, unfortunately, but he's still going to be able to take a tower here.
Yeah, he has got TP up and a lot of nice flank wards if he wants to go for it.
I think that they'll just wait until the Elder Drake goes up, down. They've got some pretty decent range wave clear, so I very much doubt that Surrey will be able to actually take anything here. They could even give up this second tier.
Oh, flash in from the Malcolm does get onto the Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz doesn't end up flashing in. One gone down. Stoneplate is on the sedge, so not really down, but that will end up going to the dragon. That's 3. Ooh. That's how it is doing some damage, so they do not falling. Very, very low. Still there. Ends up flashing away. Fat Fan very low. Does end up going to the Victor. Pappy Duck can try and do some damage. Though. Does it get onto them, but does not get onto the carries. He's just trying to do the most damage, but there's too much healing from the third that he was trying to hit on the Trundle. It does end up just falling down. 4 for 1 on in the end of that.
It's exactly what Surrey wanted to do. They needed to be making these proactive plays while they had that Elder buff. It's the only opportunity where they would have had to be able to win that team fight, and they take it as well. Great flash engage from the Mile Guy to be able to force things out, and they could look to try and take the game. They've got 10 seconds until Sejuani Vel'Koz come up. Hyojung just needs to try and stall for as long as he can, and needs to take down the MF.
That is big. Gemin, though, is tanking up the turret. Home guards are coming in. Almost gets the return kill. Does get the smite off. Jaffron could have walked through the Graviton field, but that is chasing. The Island chase. Disintegration disintegrates the Nautilus here. Still chasing here. Doesn't have any more buffs, but trying to pillar might be enough, just enough mana to get them away. Yeah, but I think Jaffron will just make them walk all the way back to base here. Has got the Warmog, so will start healing up anyway if he chooses to stay around.
No, great defense from Hyojung there, just to be able to force things out. I don't think they would have been able to finish the game, but being able to securely take down that MF to delay things even further is great for them. And they don't even lose a Nexus Tower for it. So looked a little bit scary for Southampton there, but now that the Elder buff is gone, things firmly back in their control, I would say.
Yeah, it's looking a bit strong. Does level out the gold lead almost. That 1k gold not going to be all that differential in a team fight. Now 4 items on both AD carries going to start to come out. MF now just using that extra slot for wards instead of inventory, another item.
The lead that Southampton have now really is the scalability of their champions as well as the dragons. The gold isn't going to play too much left into it now, but there is no real vision cover for Surrey here. Southampton going a little bit unspotted. They might be going for a flank potentially. They're just waiting for this to come in. They're just camping. Need to get back this side lane control really. Southampton. They're not going to be making any progress here. They might just be waiting until the Baron respawns now though.
Yeah, 1:10 on Baron, 1:50 on Elder. Now they are looking. Vel'Koz now with the TP up is going to go catch the spot wave. Pappy on the Aatrox might look to take this top lane and TP in, but the other wave's pushing. They can't really step into this Baron pit. Sorry, putting up a big last stand here and able to level it back out.
Yeah, certainly. Champion were just trying to fix those side waves. He still has the TP, so he will be able to come to the Baron if a fight emerges there. Both teams just sorting out their side lanes, waiting for the Baron to come up. This will be the last team fight where we see a big impact on the game. I think if Southampton are able to take it, or if Surrey are able to take it, it could end up being the end of it. Both bases cracked open here. It'll just be whoever team fights the best here.
Yeah, Gentleman though does now have the cleanse and the flash up. Only on his team with flash, and the only one to flash up on the side of Southampton is Leona. So both trying to do something with that. It's going to be quite a summonerless fight. But no, Sorry now, just pushing up in the mid lane. Don't get
could be a
the
big catch.
pillar. But both the Sejuani and Leona just step in front of them as bodyguards, making sure he doesn't get hooked.
For Fat Fan being caught out by that Trundle pillar. We had the MF ulti up, he had no flash. That could have been a big burn out there, but Surrey choosing to just play a little bit safer, waiting for that Baron to come up. And the Eldritch soon will be spawning. There could just end up being a cross-map play. One team going for one and one team going for the other, but it doesn't look like it.
No, and Surrey have had that inhib respawn, so with that an inhib advantage, we'll start looking 10 seconds on Elder.
And they could just look to try and burn it out quite quickly. Setting up a small trap here within the river.
Yes, Southampton putting in their tanks in for the front line first to see what's going on. It has spawn now. Trying to reduce his abilities though. He's running low. They've got their front lines in their front line, back line in their back line, looking to fight this. All ults are up for this.
Both teams just posturing, but that mid lane is going to be pushed in. They'll have to clear it out. Fat Fan going to do that now. Drag has been aggroed.
They will get reset. There's going to be a lot of posturing around here, I think, for a while. No one really sure how to do it, but they do have that mid lane pushing in, which they are going to have to deal with. Sorry now, going back onto it. Has started it up. The camera wants to go over to it. There we go. Has been started up. Yeah, trying to
still relatively healthy. Both teams could burn this down quite quickly when they want to.
Scuttle has been taken though for the side of Southampton, making it quite a nice thing to be able to fight over now. But again, Semi has lost its patience and gone back to its pit. Trying to running and gets the pillar onto the backline, but Banshee's Veil is still available for Transformer.
Both teams just not wanting to pull the trigger here, just waiting for that perfect opportunity. Yes. Not getting too much poke out either. They may look to just go for...
Sorry, no, if they lose this, they get kicked. They will lose the tournament. So playing careful. They know they've got a wave pushing it on. But all a bit slow. Baron is also up pushing. Yeah, Pappy has now gone in. Pappy does not have the TP. Jong doesn't have a standby. Will fall early. However, MFO is cancelled. Fat going really low. What I'm doing. Pappy comes in there, does get the movement speed. Fat can he does not have enough life still there. Pappy trying to 1v4. Can he do it? He's got the healing reduction. Will not. 1 for 4 in the end.
Sorry, just taking the fight when they can. It was actually it was Hyojung engaging there when Pappy the Darkin was not with the team. So a little bit of a miscommunication there. They'll lose a tower for it. Could lose even more. There's quite long death timers on people. About 30 seconds on a couple of them. Pappy does have TP, so he will be able to get in there pretty quickly if something happens. It looks like they're just going to go for the win.
Yeah, they have 20 seconds on them. They're trying to ride this wave in. Shadaflon, the only one alive. 5 seconds on Pichu Hongjong. But I think they're going to take the inhibs and then go for the ejector if they choose. But that is playing it quite close. They should still be able to get it there and burn it. Both TPs are up though for the solo laners.
I'm surprised the Prior was on the 2 inhibs as opposed to the Elder, because they could have just taken that straight away. Almost all members of them were up. They could have taken that and then secured the Baron afterwards. But they'll look to try and rush it down now. We've got Sejuani pretty close, but it's going down pretty quickly.
TP for Velcos is coming out quite distant from it. Doesn't want to be too much in that fight. 1 second does have TP. I don't think he should be TP in here. TP's out far behind. But he's going down. 2k on it. It will go down. And they could have looked maybe like TP onto that Baron pit and just trade the objectives, but instead they looked to contest it and ended up not getting it. Anything.
Sorry, firmly in the driving seat now. They'll look to go up and try and take the Baron off that now with this pressure they have. Southampton need to be a little bit worried now. They have decent wave clear within their team, but it's going to be pretty difficult for them to clear out the Baron minions. And sorry, they have such good engage that with this, they just end up forcing onto it, winning the team fight and winning the game from that.
Yeah, it looks like
the patience has all been paying off for Surrey here.
It looks like Southampton won't be contesting this and just knowing that they can't really fight the Elder and might look to have to sit it out for a while.
I think if they just try and clear the waves out as best they can, and just have as few Baroned up minions as possible, it's probably the best option for them. They will take triple inhib here, I reckon. The Elder buff is still present on them, so they do have that option to try and force things.
Yeah, 2 minutes. We'll see if the Velcos can clear the waves. The Magic, they haven't got too big a wave, but do have a cannon minion might be able to take this inhibitor on this push. Transformer late to stop the siege, and so they will just take down this turret straight away. And there's not much resistance they can put against this inhib. Sure, when those band minions, they are looking to try and like collect these band minions up now. They have the waves are quite far away. You saw Pappy's up in earlier, just clearing it.
This is where not contesting and just clearing the waves has really paid off for Southampton here. They're able to delay things out long enough so that the Elder Drake isn't an issue anymore. And once they do start pushing in, the Baron minions are still going to be tough, but there's a chance of them winning the team fight if things get a little bit too hazy.
Yeah, just another minute or so on that Elder Drake buff. So if they can resist that and urge like fight against it, they should be able to clear it, as you said, this waves out. No, one next turret does fall. So they've only got one turret to fight with now. And Eldrake's both buffs still
Not a lot
up.
of contesting coming out here. They're going to lose the last one here.
Trying to hold up, but they just can't. Ult only hits one from side Fat Fam. To not get that Inferno ult if everyone... It's huge ult. Elder Dragon just burning everyone down in the end. Only Pappy left after going to stasis won't be able to defeat it. And Sorry will tie it up in game 2, coming back from deficit.
Well,
that was a bit of a throw there from
fight
Southampton.
around the dragon. Yeah, I think that dragon fight with the Leona going in a little bit too early, with the Aatrox not being there, really put a damper on things for Southampton there. I think after that it was very difficult for them to be able to come back, and Surrey meaning trying to use the patience that they had quite well, managing to hold things up, take the dragon, take the Baron, ended the game.
Yeah, it was looking at the damage stats though. Malco again putting out some decent damage numbers. Both mid and bot lane is just doing huge amounts really. It was a game of mid and bot just trying to do what they could while the tanks just ran in front of them.
I'm surprised that the amount of impact that the Marco actually managed to end up having on the game. He was securing pretty decent engages for the team in order to give them those opportunities they had. When that Elder buff came up and he was able to go in and force that fight, that really was a huge turning point for the game. So props to him for following through on those engages and trying to make things happen when they needed to.
Yeah, and Natina, after possibly disappointing first game, managed to turn it around and be a big carry for his team.
Yeah, certainly. I'll eat my words. Maybe the MF first pick was a good option, giving the Aphelios over. They managed to win out the game as well, so fair enough for them.
Yeah, so we will return for game 3 in just a bit.
I think everyone wonders what we would do if they saw a ghost. I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost.
I'm not afraid of your ghosts, Bridget.
I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost. I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost. I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost.
I'm not afraid of your ghosts, Bridget.
I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost.
I'm not afraid of your ghosts, Bridget.
I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost.
And welcome back. We're going to game 3, Silver Scrapes, as it were, just to get it through, make it a bit more exciting for us.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So going into pick and ban real soon as we go in, right as I say it.
Wow. It's almost like you knew.
It's almost like you're ready.
It's almost like if you told them to start.
No, yeah, standard catastrophe ban coming out against Surrey here, with a new follow, not messing about with mains.
Yeah, just get straight in there. I think things will be pretty telegraphed, and they'll follow a similar format to what we've seen before. Maybe making a little bit of changes for this last series, but like I said, those one-trick champions certainly being taken away now.
Yeah, we'll see the Orm band again. Do you think we'll see a Maokai ban here, or will they just go with it? No,
I don't think so. I think it's been a pretty strong comfort pick for him, but it's not something that you'd probably want to be taking away in draft phase. It'd be interesting to see what Harrier ended up rotating to, but I don't think it's worth a ban, really.
Yeah, and the Rumble ban will follow through still with the nightmares of that first game one, of those equalizers coming in. They will first pick the Sedge to make sure, to be able to denial pick, as well as now they've got the Trundle ban, that they pick it up.
Absolutely loving the Sejuani this series, they are. And then the MF Nautilus as well. Yeah, pretty contested bot lane. It's been first rotationed in all 3 games, I think, now. So both of these teams having pretty high priority on those picks. And I mean, it worked out for Surrey last game. Maybe it'll work out for them again.
Now, I know Triathlon's champ history, and I know for a fact he does not have Aphelios on his account. So I'm assuming that he might just be an Aphelios proxy pick. As well, I'm going to assume you'd assume the Aphelios pick up here.
Yeah, okay. We'll move with the assumption now that the Yuumi is Aphelios. But honestly, last game, I feel like it's still the correct move to be taking the Aphelios and then something strong in the bot lane to support it. We saw early game, even though Fat Fam went 0-3 because of the early summoner blows and the pressure from the Trundle, still made a huge impact on the game after they came back in the bot lane and managed to secure a few kills down there. It still managed to pump out a huge amount of damage, as Aphelios does.
Now, they pick up the Braum, which of course is a slight counter to the MFO, as well as does synergize quite well with the Aphelios, which we're assuming what that Yuumi is. Be a bit strange for the Braum if Yuumi to be on the same team. Now, pick up from the Karthus.
Interesting.
Oh.
It will do quite well going out just to farm and wait for things a little bit more. Although, if we end up seeing the way that the rest of these games have gone in a lot of bot pressure, it'll be interesting to see how the jungler that wants to farm rather than have a lot of action will react to Sejuani being in the bot lane 24/7 and see how they rotate around that. Maybe a little bit more respect being paid towards the jungler, but we'll see.
Yeah, as that Maokai ban does come through, as they didn't pick their top lane pick as they usually did in their first rotation, the ban will come out against. They do not want to deal with that again. The damage it was putting was actually kind of funny, just constant E against the Sejuani passive. But Cuffs though, of course, can be rotated mid or jungle. Will probably sit in the jungle. It's a bit more common for it to be. Blind picking it mid lane can be a bit risky. No, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I think the Maokai ban in the second rotation is quite good. They've been quite comfortable with giving the Maokai into the top lane, leaving him on an island, and just allowing him to scale up. He's managed to be quite impactful despite losing lane both times, I believe. But that's just how it is when you pick tanks like Maokai that just look to not do much in the early game, scale towards things, and just be effective in team fights. And the Maokai was certainly effective in those team fights last game. So,
The Zed pickup. Still going for so different to what he's played before here. This could be quite interesting. So yeah, Zed. They will have a counter pick though to that Zed pick, assuming that's the
interesting to be picking it up so early. Trying to give the counter pick to top lane again, but very confident within his Zed then to be able to pick it up so early. I mean, Jemtin has been quite strong in this series so far. He's been quite a little gem for Surrey, even in the loss, managing to pump out a lot of damage and still be quite an effective player. So it'll be interesting to see him on this classy Zed.
Yeah, it also does remove the potential for that flex because it means the Cuffs is going jungle and that Zed is of course in the mid lane.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's going to see who the mid lane ends up being. Who do they want to play into the Zed? And it is an Azir most likely here.
A similar flex here. Well, not flex as in a flex pick, but a flex as in confidence. Blind picking the Jace shows a lot of confidence in Pappy. He's going to be trying to dominate this. Maybe now that the Maokai's banned out, his safe blind pick into whatever comes up in the top lane isn't available now. Maokai would have actually been quite a decent pick into it, but we'll see what Huria does to try and change that up now. Okay, I'm guessing there are some proxy picks here.
We'll hope for some proxy picks here.
Otherwise, maybe there's a Zed top or a Vigar top. I don't know.
No, it couldn't have been a bit messy. As we go back to cams quickly while we discuss. Just make sure. Okay, so Zed is Gnar, so it's a Gnar top. And last pick was Vlad. So
okay, I see.
So it's not a Zed. Would have been some exciting.
Yeah, so Zed, Gnar, last pick, Vlad. Okay, no, I understand the Jace pick more now. It wasn't just a blind Jace pick. No, so Pappy the Darkin can certainly dominate on the matchup. Gnar's are much less safe of a top laner compared to Maokai now. So maybe we'll see a lot more priority going up into that top lane. They've been trying to expose those avenues and trying to put Pappy in a good position to flex himself out a little bit more and give himself a few more advantages in that top lane. But maybe we'll see it this game where it actually pays off. He hasn't been able to really do too much. He's been getting those small leads and creating a presence in the side lanes, but it hasn't really amounted to very much. I can only think of a highlight being last game where he managed to bring so many people down bot that they got the Baron for free, but other than that, not making too much of an impact. But hopefully now, in a matchup that's much more exploitable for himself, he'll be able to create a bit of pressure.
Yeah, so realising these games are going quite late. Elder Drake in both games. They have gone for the scaling picks.
But two Elder Drakes last game, wasn't it?
Two Elder Drakes last game. Oh yeah, so they have gone for the scaling here, knowing that if they can just get it to late game, they can win it.
Yeah, certainly. If the formula prevails and it happens again, Karthus and Vladimir both very, very good when it gets to that stage. Vladimir especially. But similar scaling. for Southampton as well within the Azir.
Yeah, and we have seen, of course, that Yumi was at Philos, as we were saying.
Oh, you're just 200 IQ, aren't you?
No, I just know that
knows.
Shadafalon just doesn't have anyone. He's a master tier account. Sometimes he just has just the junglers he plays, which just tanks.
Fair enough.
Oh, and Kog'Maw. I can't forget his Kog'Maw. He will not be happy if I don't mention his proficiency on the champion.
Oh, fair enough.
But only for Lulu. Only when he's abusing.
No
we'll
odd summoners really being taken up here. Both mid laners this time with the TP. It's pretty expected on both of these champions, really, just looking to scale into that late game. Might see a little bit more priority bot lane from blue side on Southampton. That Karthus, like we said, will just be looking to farm out a little bit more. They're definitely playing on the strengths of how these games have been going so far, in that both teams quite hesitant, not really forcing things very much until they really have to, bringing things to a very, very late game stage. Good adaptation, in summary, I would say, in these draft phases from teams. So
yeah, we'll see if the Braum pick in the bot lane can help change how that laning phase went a bit. And without the Karthus and necessarily big pressure, Philos should be quite a calm way to get him a bit more gold and not have the issues of him going 0-3 early game last time. No, we'll wait to see. So we'll turn in 3 minutes after the delays happened, and we'll see what we can be doing here.
Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast is back. You know the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast is back. You know the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast is back. You know the West Coast, West Coast is back. You know the West Coast, West Coast. Switching. Back, 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 West Coast. Back, back, West Coast is back, 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 back. You know the West Coast, West Coast is back, 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 West Coast. Back, back, West Coast is back, 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 back. You know the West Coast, West Coast is back. You know the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast is back. You know the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast, West Coast. You know the West Coast, West Coast is back.
and we
Oh.
put it straight into a pause. It seems that we weren't quite ready to start as I thought we were. No, we're into game 2 here. Game 3 even, sorry. Sorry, in Southampton now, tying 1-1. This is, of course, a best of 3 series, so winner will take it here. But no,
The winner will be decided.
They will be in the LAN finals in Southampton on next 14th of March.
It would be quite embarrassing for Southampton not to even be at their own home ground LAN final.
Yeah, it would be quite an embarrassment, especially as we were the first seed based on the ranks put into this tournament. That's why us and Bath got a bye. But alas,
I see. So it wasn't a little bit of bias giving them the bye then.
It was full inflated MMRs as everyone was. No, I can't remember who. Recently, one of our players managed to clinch Grandmaster.
Was Fat Fan, I think, or was it?
Yeah, Fat Fan. He managed to climb into Master Tier. It was a clutch one. He had to win a game at a half hour before
the reset. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was in it, and then suddenly got pushed out, and so he was sweating in his last game. No, but it seems if someone's had to restart their laptop.
That's right. Happens, mate.
Happens.
Looking through the runes here, we do see the Omni Stone being put on Jace. If you're quite proficient in it, you can really exploit that and make it work to your advantage. So it'll be interesting to see how he's able to use it. I'm told that he's quite experienced on the Jace as well. So I always love seeing a good Jace player. Don't like playing against them, but watching them, extremely entertaining.
Yeah, he's got close to 500k master points on the Jace, so it is a bit of a comfort pick for him in this last game.
Back to the comfort in the last game, as usual.
That should be off to start here soon when the ready checks come in. The good luck have funs have been said.
Both teams looking to start pretty simply. I wouldn't want to invade a Braum. I think that Southampton do have a good chance if they want to, but then again, it's a Nautilus you'd be running into potentially with Aftershock, so not the best chance of getting an easy kill. But certainly Surrey will just be wanting to have a pretty standard start, make sure that they have the vision out, waiting for Southampton, if they do invade, to eventually run in and just surrender ground.
Yeah, both teams, as you were saying, are spread out here, not looking to go for a focused invade. The radicals have been said, so there we go. We are back into game. Yeah.
Do you see Ocean Drake being the first to be coming up?
Yeah, it's always nice to get a bit of an Ocean Drake early on, allows a bit more pressure free in that laning phase. Especially in tournament. But so we see the double range match up top though. Pappy does not wanting to go melee into the Gnar.
I think we'll just have to be watching the Sejuani in this early game. It's going to be very much on that pick to try and make things happen in the early game and exploit the weakness of Karthus early to try and get some advantage in his lanes. Maybe a single gank top potentially to try and get Pappy a little bit ahead just to make sure that he really can dominate this lane. And then the rest of the time paying attention bot to make up for the strength of MF Nautilus early would go a long way to helping Southampton secure this final win.
Yeah, as that was happening, Triathlon just sneaks in there, managed to get a little vision ward onto that wave camp just so they can time Karthus clear and see where he is. They will be starting on opposite sides of the map. Triathlon here most probably looking to try and get that bot lane ahead by starting on this top side. And as they look to standard matchups in the end, nothing too strange in the items, just Dorans all around.
Yeah, pretty simple. There is potential if the Karthus is able to track the Sejuani for a half-decent counter gank if they want to, but most likely Karthus will just be trying to farm in the early game, see how much he can do. It'll just be on Surrey here to try and hold things off, try and scale a little bit further into the late game, and really take advantage of that Vladimir and that Karthus.
Yeah, see if the Omni Stone on this Jace can help him out here. Just start with Fleet. He does looking to be pushing the Gnar if you look at the minimap. But yeah, he does seem to be winning at the start here. Yeah, he's pre-arranged. He's hit the level 2 first and just pressuring.
See both junglers sort of mirroring each other, clearing out full blue side and rotating into their red. Karthus slightly faster on that clear. We'll see Sejuani potentially making a trip bot lane once they've cleared that out.
Yeah, they will see his CS scores as well, so they all know he has done his full blue side. And so you shouldn't see Tridaflon going too much into his jungle. Yeah, of course, Karthus should be a bit fast on this full clear. Nothing.
Yeah, it's the pace is good if he's able to clear things out quickly. Maybe keeping a track on the Sejuani. Sejuani a little bit too low right now to get off a decent gank.
Yeah, we'll start to heal up with that red buff, of course, and then with the scuttle, we'll likely get to probably 3/4, 80% health. And we'll still probably be able to gank. But of course, that bot lane is pushing in, so unlike to get much there. Quite hard to gank a Vlad early with the pull. Now he's level 3.
Karthus is, though, looking for a gank top lane here on the
The boomerang doesn't hit. Pappy just gets hit by the wall. Gets that stun. Doesn't use the flash yet. Flash is late. Can he dodge Skittles? Doesn't dodge that Skittle. Flash is really late. And we'll end up falling. Not expecting the Karthus to be ganking at that time.
And that's really not what you want to see. The Karthus getting the early first blood here will just accelerate that clear speed even more so. And being able to be even right now with the Sejuani and up on kills, not a great start for Southampton.
No, but Azir now off the side of his waves, trying to keep it out. Karthus is still on the map. Hasn't it recalled? Taking a scuttle and looking to invade onto the scrump here. Will likely be able to get it. Or may just look for another gank on that top lane, knowing his flash is down. But will we seed it on a wall? Does ping on his way, but so Pappy should seed it here. Boomerang does go wide again by Hurin. Not quite as patient on the Nard as you'd like. The wall does come down. 1 skittle hits. 2 skittle hits. Oh, he's managed to dodge. Dark Harvest Stack has come down. He just needs to dodge the skittles, but he will fall to the Nard in the end. Even for a wall, he gets ganked there. Really poor start to this Jace laning phase.
Good return from the Karthus, taking advantage of no flash. Pappy's in a really difficult position now, although he does have the advantage over the Gnar in the early game. Gnar being able to pick up a kill there and a CS advantage and a level advantage is really going to make things difficult for him. If Jace isn't able to exploit the early game leads that he has, he's going to be pretty useless. And Gnar's actually probably going to be able to beat him out in that side lane.
Yeah, Gnar now sitting on a little bit of gold. He's got... I think there's one up. Anyway, so Gnar though still got, yeah, as you're saying, the CS lead game could be quite big.
Who will hopefully be able to collect this wave decently top and just even things out a little bit more, but yeah, not looking great. And the Sejuani only slightly ahead on CS and not really managing to get too much, but looking to gank top here. Unfortunately, the timings are just a little bit off for Southampton here in these ganks. Not really getting too much off, and it should be the complete other way around. Sejuani should be the one picking up these early ganks while Karthus is farming, and it looks like he's going to be starting up on the dragon here. He's going to take this pretty much for free as well. Sejuani absolutely nowhere near, and they've got the pressure in the bot lane as well, so there's no way they're going to be able to contest it. Really, really great start from Surrey here. Even with the late game scaling comp, they've been able to take a K lead, and they've also taken the first dragon.
Yeah, Karthus and Karthus doing quite a lot early game, which is not what you'd be expecting. So Duffon possibly been outpath, unable to really seek out a gank here. Lane just not where you'd want them. Yeah, Vlad now getting to that level 6 mark. Transformer having to give him a bit more respect. Understand he could go in for a kill. Karthus now going for a bit of an invade.
Pappy does actually have to be quite careful here. The Gnar level 6 power spike is pretty decent. He's pretty close to Mega Gnar right now. Hovering quite close to those walls, so could go down. Doesn't want to underestimate the Gnar 6 spike damage.
Oh, Pappy going back into fight. Not scared of 6 Gnar just as much after dodging that W. No, everyone now just going back to farming. Bot lane is resetting. We'll see the first buys. BF swords coming out. Have a Dawn's advantage for the side of Fat Fam as he delayed his back.
Well, still no successful ganks coming off of Southampton here. Still playing it very, very slow.
Playing it slow is how slow you're going to want in this game. Because they know they've got the outscaling. They don't have to play it fast. They've been playing it a bit fast for the Karthus, but they know they win this, so it just goes later. And kind of, as you're saying, Pappy going behind, it's not going to be all that useful. See, losing trades.
And that's what I mean now.
Oh, he's going
the
down.
Gnar is just able to
Yeah,
dominate in the
last
side lane,
episode
and with the support from the Karthus as well. It's just nothing you can do.
Yeah, third death now. He has gone. He's opted now to go for the tier build, realizing he needs to get some sort of scaling to deal with the pick, and now he's not needing the early damage anymore. Realizing he's lost his lane phase. Transform now, as we've had before in other games, early flashing out. Vlad ult was used. Nothing will result in just the flash. We'll probably TP back to lane here. Marge picking up a plate in the top lane.
Possibly going to pick up a second here if he's able to clear this wave out as well.
Sejuani is 6 now. Is looking bot lane. It will be warded though if she decides to walk through the wall.
Sorry, very aware of side junglers are on there. Just hold out a little bit, but Sejuani's still looking a little bit for that lane gank potentially. Like you said, does have the ultimate. Could engage from range.
Yeah, still hovering. Has got his bot side open, but is looking for this kill. Trying to get his bot lane ahead here, knowing that top lane isn't really worth doing too much to. I was saying
The
that
top side of the map is not going to be doing much for you at this point.
Yeah, Karthus now picking up the Herald. So Pappy will know that Karthus is around. Has pinked his Tribush, trying to be a bit safer. Expecting the Karthus to come and maybe try and dive in with the Mega Gnar. As they are going for a kill, taking a lot of damage though. He's trying to dodge the Skittles, not being Mega, can't quite catch up, but that will be plates down, probably first turret in that top lane with that Herald being dropped. This
is actually quite good for Pappy though. The top lane tower being taken out here will allow him to sit back safely, not have a threat of a dive, and just try and farm things out a little bit more and get himself back into the game. Unfortunately, Southampton have recognised this and they're just trying to equal out things in the bot lane.
Yeah, Easy and they're flashing away, just trying to get their wards in and just end up realising, oh, there's 4 people bot, need to run away now. But no, just have a minute on Drake. Only 2 plates really gone down. Extra Herald charge as well.
Yeah, they're actually going to take second here as well. Sorry, oddly waiting. Oh, they're just going to take the red buff.
They're waiting for the Sedge. So, yeah, they are actually going to take it in the end.
Good of Sorry, though, to just surrender that bot lane, understanding nothing's going to happen. But they are seeing the TP coming in here from Hurrier. They're going to have a little flank off.
It does come in. They have it is a 3v3 man, but they do have everyone else coming. Karthus ult from range coming in. Huge ult coming through. MF, though, does get caught on the side, does flash away. They are flashing after him. The Pappy does get a kill back, which is nice for him. Oh, Braum flash. Braum gets flashed on at the end there. It's after all of that, only 2 for 1. A lot of ults burnt there.
I'm actually very surprised. Southampton, I think, are very lucky there to just go away with only 2 dying, to be honest. The great ultimate combo there from the Gnar, the MF, and the Karthus alike was really fun to watch.
Yeah, I think they were lucky that Karthus wasn't quite there, which means because he was on the other side of the map taking. But they're transforming now, going low. Might be 1v1. It does have the divide, but is going to end up just falling. Karthus is just so strong.
Yeah, unfortunately, just a little bit sloppy there. They will look to try and take the Drake off of this as well. They've got another 20 seconds before Azir comes up. He doesn't have TP either, so it'll take him quite a while to get there.
Yeah, no, just taking the scuttle in preparation for this dragon. I don't think Southampton should be contesting this one, realizing they are behind. 5k already at 11 minutes is not where you want to be.
No, it's looking quite dire. Obviously, they still have avenues for this. If they can try and force something around the bot lane where it's still quite even, potentially with the Sejuani, and try something there. But if Surrey want to, they can just try and delay this. Like they even if they didn't grab this Drake, which they're trying to now, it wouldn't be the end of the world for them, really. They are going to take it pretty cleanly, I think. But yeah, Southampton must be scratching their heads a little bit now, trying to figure out what next to do, really. Unfortunately, they're... Oh, potentially a catch here.
We'll go down there. Will be Infernal Rift. As we look bot lane, as it looks to be a dive. Dive's going to come through here. Pappy's too late trying to run away here. Doesn't have flash, and what like he just go down. Who goes down to his video in question. And they will manage to put it onto the MF. No, plate's going down top bot now. They might end up getting that bot side. Vlad now being checked down, but he's got 2 levels on the Azir here. I don't think they're going to be able to kill him.
Yeah, the Gnar and the Vlad too safe to be able to try and exploit. And maybe a little bit too cocky here, but he's got this team with him now.
Does get hit. Does get stunned. Will get stunned up, but no. Oh, it does come through. Does manage to flash the hook though, but no, he does end up falling on the Nautilus there. Belwad even ends up falling. Nautilus is just going into the stasis, getting out. But yeah, so SouthLAnder are trying stuff, but it just doesn't seem to be happening. Surrey are just moving too much as a team.
No, they take the bait, but they kind of have to in that position. They need to be trying to get some sort of advantage within this game and try and claw things back a little bit. The top side of the map for Surrey now is just going to be so dominant. They'll have complete side lane pressure. The team fights that they'll be able to pull off now with the ultimates that they have and the amount of gold they've funneled into the Karthus and the Vladimir now is going to be extremely dominant. And let me check Karthus's. Yeah, Karthus will be looking towards even more items at this point.
Yeah, there's a 2k goal lead. He's like just really dominating here. Ahead of everyone in the game apart from the Gnar who's 3 kills. Yeah, 3k goal difference almost in the top lane. 2k in the jungle. It's not looking too pretty. 1k in mid. Everywhere is winning. It does go through. No, he's chasing this huge edge from that wallop.
I would have been surprised. It's a good little test of your strength there on the Karthus ulti,
Yeah.
but if Fat Fam went down there half HP to a Karthus ulti, I would be calling GG. Like at that point, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to win a single team fight when your carry gets that obliterated.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, stays alive.
Yeah, if he was 1 level higher, he'd end up taking him down there. But luckily for him, he was
Yeah.
only level 10. But just massive XP leads as well, just over the map. Southampton can sort of stem the bleeding a bit with their 3 damage dealers. They might have enough threat to stop it, but in the end, like they've got scaling on the Karthus, scaling from the Vlad, and they're still going to be strong. It's going to take a lot of good plays, a lot of macro, I think, to end up Southampton to come back in here.
It's going to take something pretty special for Southampton to come back now. Actually, like it's such a shame because it is just so early in the game, and we're honestly not talking about a lot of kills, but the amount of gold and objectives that have just gone over to Surrey and the amount of scaling that they have within their comp, it just makes things feel very difficult to come back from.
They are bush stacking over Nard, checking the bushes with his boomerang. We'll spot them out. Now they are putting Jace on the side lane. They will likely just give up this Herald as well as they did the Drake. No, they're not going in. We'll get hit and we'll see, but we'll get caught here. Does not have the hop. Gets stunned. Does manage to flash away though.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. The item needs that they have right now and the lack of damage that Southampton has in normal circumstances. That Gnar should really be dying for that and should be getting punished for it. But unfortunately, still stays alive and still has pressure here, and they'll look to take the mid tower off of it.
Yeah, they have the Demolish proc. They want to use it there. The Demolish proc was used.
Oh,
the hook does hit onto the Sejuani. Big death charge there. Fat Fam is going to be taken low with the ult. Take him out. No, just managed to live. No one quite falls. Karthus doesn't quite have ult. Otherwise, that could have been a lot messier.
yeah, certainly. Well, as soon as I saw the Vlad ult come down there, it was looking pretty rough. They're quite lucky to not lose a single member there, but Surrey won't mind too much. They'll be able to take up the Herald for free there as well. They've had more damage on the mid tower, and the Infernal has lined up pretty nicely for them to go and rotate to now as well.
Yeah, Inferno Rift is exactly what this Vlad and the Karthus are going to be seeing. It's going to help them out so much here.
Yeah, this is actually really unfortunate as well. The Infernal is the worst one for them to be taking as well. Vladimir and Karthus, really hard carriers of AP as well, so going to be a little bit rough for them. That Vladimir is going to be that much extra tankier as well.
Yeah, Karthus and MF for Cloud Soul is not really the best use of it, but now getting the Inferno instead was just it's going to be huge. Have Southampton, I think, realising this, are looking to maybe try and contest it, knowing that they see the Gnar on the top side. Chadaflon's just waiting in the pit. Hopefully he's going to jump out. Does have a blast cone. See if his new jungle camp stealing potential can come through onto this edge. He is hovering. He has got the blast cone. They do see how low it is.
Ooh.
He goes in early. They are going very low. He's not quite. Yeah, it didn't go quite down low enough. It was only on 800. His smite was nowhere near. So
Yeah.
sorry, very smartly focused the jungler, didn't hit the dragon at all. Made sure it was a very safe pick up in the end.
Yeah, small missmite from the Karthus as well was an opportunity for the Sejuani to get in there and try and make the steal happen, but unfortunately doesn't. I think it was worth going in and trying something, but now sorry, are just going to be able to crack open the base with the amount of pressure they have. Still had the Karthus ulti, still had the MF ulti, Nautilus and Knar as well, and SouthLAnder aren't going to be able to contest this.
Yeah, the scaling team is being already taken down this. Oh, the shuffle does come through. Does hit onto the ADK, but not really enough.
Oh, lovely combo.
Just Nara does manage to stun to into the MF. It's just falling down. Karthus so does not look. They do not look long for this win.
The team fighting from Surrey this series has actually been pretty impressive. Like that combo just there just shows it as well. And they're actually gonna look to try and end the game here. They've got 10 seconds on the rest of the members. They'll just take the one tower. That's fine. Yeah, a little bit, maybe extending themselves a little bit too far there to try and end it, but pretty dominant performance from Surrey coming out here. They've now got a 10k gold lead, the 3 dragon advantage, and they've cracked the base open, taken 1 Nexus tower. I mean, Southampton have got one more chance. If they lose another team fight, that's it. They're done. But it's pretty difficult for them to come back. I honestly do not see like any sort of avenue now. Every single lane is behind. The scaling is in favor of Surrey. They have the dragons.
Wait, no, it's not doomed at all. Jace has almost got his tier. It's fine.
Oh, how stacked is it? How stacked is it?
Okay, it's 200 mana off, but we'll just pretend like the Jace has the way to win.
No, it's alright. We're close. Like I said, we'll play until Southampton wins because
Yep.
it's their land, it's their event. So
now as we see here, Pappy's trying to get some farm here, trying to get that cleaver. No, yeah, it's not looking too good. Maybe the shutdown golds are enough to help propel Southampton back. They can win the team fight. But as you said, the Karthus almost got a death cap. Like, he's 700 gold off D.
It's so rough. It really is. It's not a great state to be in. Like, this is the kind of thing where like you're in solo queue and you're just like, oh, FF of 15, bro.
Just like, yeah, just say the mental go next. But no, yeah, when the Nars got 2k and just out damaging his ear. He's got frozen mallet as well. Slightly,
yeah.
You don't really see much of that item, but you know, on Nar it's really good to be able to chase the people down.
No, Nai will just be dominant in this side, no matter who he ends up going against, and we'll be able to chip down the towers pretty easily. But that's not even what they're going to be going for this game.
Let's see if they can
potentially
catch him out
catch here, though.
But he's doing a lot of damage. Might have to turn it on Fam. Fam does get the lifesteal and the heal.
Oh,
shutdown gold. That's a 1k onto someone you do not want to be getting that 1,000 gold. But no, whilst that's going down, they are losing this top in here.
At least it's a trade. I think they probably would have lost that tower anyway, so it's at least good for them to be able to pick something off it.
Jonathan does go in, trying to stay them off this in here. They should look to disengage now. Hyunjong looks to be disengaged. Oh, MF does go through. It's just hitting everyone. Karthus big down, but of course he can still fight whilst dead. And that will be the ace. Only Karthus falling down here.
I think you had to go in
Quadra kill on the Karthus as well. He was dead and he still had the quadra kill. So yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations, Surrey. You're going to be going on to the LAN finals
in Southampton. So yeah, quick little trip down to Southampton for you in a couple of weeks' time on the 14th. So that will be game. The scaling comp winning in 21.5 minutes.
Yeah, Karthus
not what you like to
and
see.
Vladimir winning in 21 minutes. Well, they certainly deserved it. So
no, well deserved. Sorry, they came back from the possibly not so good looking first game into a good second game, and then just team fighted very well and just out macroed honestly in the early game. Managed to get the top lane ahead, shut down Paffy on this Jace, and then just nothing was really able to come from Sejuani ganks.
Yeah, no, honestly, really, really well played. To third, was really controlling in the early game. Was very efficient with not only taking his camps, but where he was moving along the map. Was always there for like scuttles and the dragons and the heralds, and then went into lane when he needed to. Got the kills, got the early leads, and unfortunately, Sejuani just didn't really do anything.
Yeah, the Karthus doing over damage anyone else in the game. He did double damage anyone else. Disgusting. Yeah, the Vlad wasn't even doing that much. This was one of the few games where he sort of just took a back seat, let himself get carried. Yeah, Jemson just
smash.
Jemson, yeah. Even though he's 309, he ended up just not doing too much in fights, but he didn't need to. He helped his team in the first game, helped his team in the second game, and then just let his jungle help him in the third game.
Yeah, certainly. No, I was expecting that third game to go similarly to the way the first two went, but no, completely blew it out of the water. A very, very quick game to finish things up with, and a very, very dominant performance from Surrey. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, I think I'm going to make the excuse of my Southampton team just wanted to go and do Clash. Because, I mean, you can get a whole Clash orb. Who needs £100 in prize money of RP? Who needs all the prizes?
Yeah, who needs the LAN win? Who needs
the LAN win?
Yeah, Hyojung's already got a LAN win. He's already a LAN winner, so he doesn't really care, you know?
Yeah, he's a 4-fun player. What are you going to do? No, so that will be it from us. You'll be hearing from him in 2 weeks when we have 14th of March will be our finals. There's also an engineering stuff on the day, so if you want to pretend to your like parents, oh no, I'm going down to some like work, come on down to the LAN finals, sack it all off. Be good. Alright, so until then, see ya.
Bye.
Watching it end again and again. I feel it in waves, you follow me. Drifting to places I should leave. So close to the edge of something so perfect. We were too scared to take the leap. I'm missing the way we used to be. Let me go. Crashing into me, so close to the